Howdy, welcome back to Wobble Enjoy Sports. If you're new around here, hope I can get you to consider to like the content and subscribe to the channel. But if you are a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. It might be the 4 o'clock game on a Sunday, but we've still got one more game to go for round number 14. But we're here to talk about the West Tigers versus the Penrith Panthers. Terry from the Rugby League Outlaws is back once again, and everybody, you can please go check out Rugby League Outlaws by following the hyperlink in the name of the title. Terry, man, how's the weekend been?
Oh, Sam, you had to ask me that for the second time in 2 minutes, didn't you? No, look, it's been a great weekend. My weekends these days are dominated by my kids, and every now and then it is the Sharks just get to ruin my weekend. So other than that, here we are. Get to talk some footy with you.
Yeah, man.
Makes it better than watching Cronulla lose by 30 at home for 80 minutes.
And I think we've got maybe a sideline commentator here. Hello from a sunny but slightly chilly and rather breezy Combank Stadium. Have a good call, fellas, says Aaron from the West Tigers Live podcast. Thank you very much. Got a sideline commentator for the first time today, Terry. This is good stuff already.
Man. We're almost professional now. We got a sideline
almost. Working with 1080p quality camera as well, man. Just need to upgrade to 4K eventually. But now let's go into the team list news now, man. And just quickly, the Tigers come into the game as $3.54 outsiders. The Panthers are $1.30. Terry, can you take us through the team list for the Penrith Panthers, mate?
Yeah, look, Dylan Edwards is the fullback, Tom Jenkins and Brian Toto on the wing, Isaac Tungo and Casey McLean in the centres, Blaise Tongi and Nathan Cleary forming a pretty handy partnership in the halves. Moses Leota, Lindsay Smith and Mitch Kenny, the front row. Scott Sorensen, Liam Martin and Isa Yeo in the back row. And on the bench, Big Luron Patea, Brad Schneider, Isaiah Papali and Luke Garner. And they are coached by Ivan Cleary. Luke Summerton is the 18th man for the Panthers.
That's an interesting bench. It's a little bit bigger than what they've been working with over the past few weeks off the top of the dome, I think. But we'll go into the West Tigers here. There are some changes. So we got the likes of Alex Twal, Brent Naden, Charlie Staines, Royce Hunt. They are out for the West Tigers. So this is how they line up today. Jareem Buller at fullback with Taruva and a returning Gerald Skelton on the Stings. I like the return of Skelton. Duahi and Toa in the centres. Heath Mason, Luai in the halves as we see Penrith hitting the paddock out there at Combank. Terrell May, Api Coruscant, Sionu Fainu, front row, and then Samuel Fainu, Tony Shuka, Alex Seifarth in the back row, Latu Fainu, Jack Bird, Kit Lalali'i, and Charlie Murray making his first grade debut today with Luke Lalali'i in jersey number 18. Instantly, Terry, Penrith, it hasn't happened too many times this year, in my opinion, but they're working with a bit of a bigger forward pack here this afternoon.
Look, they are, and obviously Terrell May and Sione Fino are pretty big bodies as well. As the Api Coruscant is about to lead the Tigers out onto the field. I love that orange jersey from the Tigers, just quietly. But look, the Panthers they found themselves a little bit of a formula that wins at the moment. They've been going for a lighter, more mobile bench, but they've gone for some big boys today, and I think that is to counter the impact that Terrell May has, because you know, he can run around for 80 minutes if he has to. So Ivan Cleary made some good changes there. And look, the guy on screen, Jerome Luai, look for a big game from him, but I'm really excited for this one, Sam.
Obviously, the massive story, the massive plot to this one, Jerome Luai comes up against Nathan Cleary for the first time in clubland. That is worth the price of admission alone. It is one of the more anticipated games of season 2025 when that draw was first released. To the 10-odd people that are in the chat right now, thank you very much for dropping by and saying g'day. Hopefully we get some more people in here, but 10 people already is fantastic stuff. And it looks like that the Tigers are going to receive the kickoff, man. So I'll take it away if you don't mind, Terry.
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. You do that as we're seeing the shot of the top of Combank Stadium at the moment. Panthers are about to kick off. Who's the referee today?
Oh, I missed it, but we've got kickoff and Mason has just taken it, and Terrell May dives into the black wall defense of the Penrith Panthers. So we got kickoff underway, and Terrell May eventually plays the ball, and it's going out left to Heath Mason, who dummies and just takes the hit up himself. And that is second tackle, and they're 12 meters out from their own try line. Tigers, they're running right to left of screen, and this here is Big Sione Finer, who's been impressive for the Tigers, the young fella in 2025 thus far. Coruscant, left. This is Alex Safebarth, who runs back towards the ruck, and a nice carry there, getting up to the 30-metre line. Coruscant, left, and then shimmies to the right-hand side and makes an effective 10-plus metre carry out of dummy half. But this is last tackle now. Jerome Luai catches it on his own 40, and he puts it downfield, Terry.
I'm a bit behind you, Sam, because Jerome Luai has only just kicked the ball now for me. So Dylan Edwards has just taken that and will be tackled here on tackle 1 in a good shot by Fino and Coruscant. And now Tom Jenkins is off the wing to have a run into the line, and he's up over the 30-metre line now for the Panthers. Mitch Kenny with the head tape in at dummy half and gives the ball on to Casey McLean, who's getting better with every game. He's started off a bit slow here, Casey, but Ivan's persisted with him, as as all good coaches do. Now Lindsay Smith takes a good hit up, and he's at the halfway line here. And this has been a good opening set from the Penrith Panthers. They go to the short side. Blaze Talangi will take the ball, and he has no one around him. And it's the 5th tackle here now. And they go to Cleary, and he'll put up a bomb. And that is a very, very good set here from the Penrith Panthers.
For not the deepest kick, admittedly, and they're offside here too, are the Penrith Panthers. So a quick leg up here for the Tigers.
Yeah, look, that was it was a good set, not the best kick, and to be offside on that is a bit of a shocker. But the Tigers go on the attack here.
The CommBank Stadium turf looking a bit sandy down towards that right edge as well. I don't think there's been any footy played there this weekend at all. So a bit of a sandy surface out there at CommBank. Listen to me as if I've got me friggin' me grass friggin' education. Alrighty then. So Terrell May plays the ball just short of halfway. Horticulture. That's the name I was looking for. Is Jerome Luai dummies left. Buller. Adam Duahy, they enter Penrith territory now, and Duahy maybe about a couple of metres over the 40-metre line, so they're about 35 metres out from the try line here at the Tigers, and this here is Samuel Afainu, and he's met there on the 30-metre line. So 3 minutes gone in the first half, and the Tigers are on the attack here as Sione Afainu passes right to Mason, then Mason puts Terrell May back under about 25 metres out here. West running right to left, Coruscant left. This is Sione Afainu, and he's met by 4 Panthers defenders with Liam Martin coming in late. Nice post-contact meters, though, to get about 11 out. But last tackle, Coruscant right. Jerome Luai hops, dummies, passes right to Mason. He dummies, and he's just going to take the tackle. So not a bad way to end the set there from the Tigers. They just need to now box them in.
There's a little bit of space there on the 5th tackle there for the Tigers, but they've scrambling defence there from the Panthers is now Dylan Edwards. Tom Jenkins takes the first tackle, and he's met in a solid wall there. He's about 4 metres out from the line. Now Edwards.
Ooh.
Oh, he is leveled there. That was a shot and a half by Stafford Tower, as now Moses Leota gets him up over the 20-metre line. That's a great run from Leota, and he holds onto the ball there. It looked like it was about to come free, but Mitch Kenny in at dummy half onto Isa Yeo, and Yeo has a good run, takes it up to the 30-metre line. That's tackle 4 here. And they go short side to Cleary, and Cleary goes to Martin, and Martin's met, and the Panthers don't even make it to the 40-metre line on this set. So Tigers squaring up in defence here as Cleary kicks it downfield. That's a better kick, but it's not the deepest, and that's to Taruva.
Yep, an ex-Panther Taruva catching it on his own 30. It was... Yeah, that was a weird kick, I'd reckon. And we've got Jarrell Skelton now running back infield, and he's stopped there by Isaiah Yeo, just shy of halfway. Just quickly, Terry, man, $3.54 about the Tigers coming into today. Who were you tipping, and do you think that was a little bit too big on the Tigers?
I tipped the Panthers. No, I don't think it is. I think the Tigers have been in terrible form, and Penrith are just starting to hit their straps now, so I think that's about right.
And Buller threatened to break them on the right edge, but was tackled 40 metres out now are the Tigers, and Terrell May now has a 10-metre carry down towards the 30-metre line. They're a bit right of centre, I would suggest, on last tackle, and Coruscant goes left. Safebarth first receiver on last tackle, then finds Luai, puts in the kick, and Toto takes it beautifully.
Yeah, it wasn't the deepest kick, that one there, to get Skelton onto it. Skelton's got the height advantage over Toto, but Toto did well, and he brings it out to the 10 here, and that's given there to Isaac Tungo, who runs into the line. He's tackled, stopped short, driven back at about 12 metres out from his own line as Kenny in at dummy half here. And that's on. Is that Scott Sorensen? That is Scott Sorensen. What's he done to his hair? Hot Scott. Lindsay Smith now takes the hit up, and that's tackle 4, and they're short of the 30-metre line here. So the Tigers' defence has turned up here as Dylan Edwards has a run, breaks through the first tackle, doesn't get through the second. He stops short of the 40 again. So Tigers' defence really on top here in the opening exchanges, Sam, as Penrith are struggling for territory. Cleary kicks downfield. You got to think that is there some kind of breeze here?
Well, that's what Aaron said, our sideline reporter there, but I don't think our sideline reporter will be commentating for the rest of the game. He's locked in on his Tigers. But yeah, apparently there is a bit of a breeze, but I don't know which way it's going at the moment as the Tigers tackled on second and they get a relieving penalty now, Terry. Oh, Struth. Look, I tipped the Panthers today in any event. But the flow that Panthers have had this year is win loss sort of a thing, man. So look, they got the win last week, but I was a little bit iffy about them coming into today. And the Tigers, they are down quite a number of troops, but I thought they'd give them a challenge, and they are. They are also a bit of a bogey team of Penrith these days as well.
I'll tell you the biggest odds shocker of the weekend before we get back to this game. The Warriors were $2.80 at kickoff last night, Sam. They were $2.80.
That's
$30
ridiculous.
over invested.
Yeah. Oh, Jerome Luai takes it right to Buller, right to Toa, who's been in pretty good form over the past month or so. He backs his way to the 30-metre line. Buller waits to W up and passes left to Tony Sukkar, and he gets to about the 20-metre line. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right, by the way. And we've got Api Coruscant now, dummy half, left on third. Seyfarth had to dive to get it. Left to Luai. He dummies and then he slips. And they're about 15 metres out here on fourth tackle. Coruscant passes right back in field for Alex Seyfarth, who puts the step on and nearly beat Lindsay Smith. And they're about 10 metres away, less than. Last tackle, Coruscant left, short side, Luai offloads, flicks it back to Coruscant, who then puts it a crossfield kick. I think that's Buller chasing. He catches it on the no. What's the call here? Penalty Penrith.
No, knock on Tigers out to the 10-metre line for a changeover.
Not bad. They started well here, haven't they, mate?
They have. Now, Terrell May has said that you got to have a challenge. The Tigers are challenging this. But that's Ziggy, the commentator, the referee, and he's back for the first time in a long time. That's a knock on. That looks like a pretty clear as day knock on.
I think Casey McLean. No, it's not Casey. It's Blaze Talangi. It's two. I'm not even going to try. Terry, I'm not even going to try.
Inconclusive evidence. Your dog's having a bit of a calamity in the background there, Sam.
She'll be having a bigger calamity in a second. Oi! No, I don't know.
I can't call that one for the life of me, but it is unsuccessful challenge. They've lost their challenge in the first 8 minutes of the game, Sam, on something that they didn't really need a challenge.
No,
it was just. I mean, it was just going to be a fifth tackle turnover. Why challenge it?
Kind of surprised it wasn't inconclusive. There was a flurry of fans, but anyway, play on.
Yeah, we're seeing the top view again. So the game hasn't started. It's a scrum here to the Panthers. 10 metres out from their own line. So relieving for the Panthers. They survived everything so far as Toto takes the first hit up. He makes a lot of ground stepping back into it. He's at the 20. Terrell May tries to wrestle him back. As Liam Martin now has a hit up, and he makes some good meters there. And now it's on to Moses Leota. Third tackle here, and he gets an offload to Isaac Yeo, who pops it onto Lindsay Smith, and then gets another offload. And Mitch Kenny's ditched the headband already, Mitch. Didn't like it. And we got a penalty here, a relieving penalty. Dylan Edwards tried to tap and go, but he wouldn't let him.
Stop start affair so far. Tigers that's a coach killer. A penalty on fourth tackle.
Well. Especially after you've just watched 3 offloads in one set and then you decide to give away a penalty. Is Cleary doesn't go for as much distance as he probably could have. Yeah, you can see the breeze. It was just flapping Casey McLean's hair there. So Penrith look like they're running into a slight breeze in this half as Moses Leota takes the first hit up there inside the Tigers' territory for what feels like the first time in this game. Isaio now tackled. And they go. Oh, Cleary dummies on the inside and goes to Scott Sorensen. They're inside the 30 now. The Tigers, how's their defence going to hold up here? Mitch Kenny goes open side to Cleary, and Cleary pops it to Edwards.
Oh!
Edwards to Tungo. Oh, shot! Absolute bell ringer there. Was that Jarrell Skelton? What a hit! Oh my, Isaac Tungo will be feeling that for a week.
Oh, struck me pink.
Jesus. Woo!
Man, Jarrell Skelton, I thought he left a massive hole when he got injured. I think he's returning from a hamstring today, man. And there's an example of it. I thought he was fantastic before his injury. And welcome back to first grade.
Yeah, his yardage is so underrated. Him and Taruva, the work that they do is just absolutely incredible for the Tigers. But that shot there, Jesus, just timed it perfectly. You see those shots go wrong, but that was just a thing of beauty, Sam.
Yes, sir. As Stafford Toa gets up and plays the ball, and Coruscant left infield for Taruva, and he gets up over the 40-meter, over his own 40-meter line by a couple of meters. So 10 minutes gone. It's still 0-0. Tigers, they're here to play against Penrith this afternoon as May puts Sione Fainu back under and he enters Panthers territory. Again, the West Tigers are running right to left here as Coruscant goes right. Mason back under here for Tony Sukkar, and Sukkar is over the 40-meter line of the Panthers here. Fourth tackle, which way is Coruscant going to go? He elects to run to the right-hand side a bit before finding Mason, who steps, and he looked a bit dangerous for a moment there against Blaze Talangi, but it's last tackle. Luai, first receiver, puts in the crossfield kick. Dewey, he's going to be under it. Oh, but it took it uncontested in the end.
Yeah, again, not a deep enough kick for Skelton to really challenge Toto there, but Tungo, showing that his ribs are intact, takes the second tackle here, and he fights for me. He's tackled 25 metres out from his own line. Oh, the Tigers lucky not to give away a penalty there. They were laying all over him as now Dylan Edwards runs across field, and he's tackled at the 30. On tackle 3 here for Penrith, Mitch Kenny in at dummy half. Open side to Lindsay Smith. Oh, no, sorry, it's Tom Jenkins. And Jenkins makes about 8 metres in that run. So tackle 4 here for Penrith. And they go to Yeo, and Yeo to Cleary out the back. And now Tungo, he's looking, making sure Skelton's not there. He'll be having nightmares about that one. Luai comes in and hits him in the ribs this time. But he offloads, but no, held's been called here. And it's 5th tackle to the Panthers. And Cleary kicks the ball downfield. It's just a nice ender over end one there, Sam.
And Skelton runs hard into the defense and he's stopped on the 20-meter line here. Kicking game from Cleary is getting better as Luai passes from dummy half right to Jareen Buller. And he's set upon there by 4 Penrith Panthers defenders. Everybody that's in the chat right now, please go subscribe to Rugby League Outlaws by following the hyperlink in the name of the title, and Wobble Enjoy Sports as well. As Coruscant, dummy half, goes left and then back right and then dummies and straightens up a bit, breaks a tackle and gets to about halfway. He's been good so far, Appy. Mason at dummy half goes left. Jerome Luai gets it, then pops it back right to Toa. And Toa, he's going to be tackled inside Penrith territory there. There was a call for 6 again, but none forthcoming as Jerome Luai on last tackle puts the ball up. Again, Dewey is chasing, but it's just a bit too far, and Toto takes it very comfortably.
Yeah, look, I think the Tigers are on the ascend here. Like they've started better than Penrith, but it's just their kicking game at the moment, Sam, is letting them down. As now Isaac Tungo will take the second hit up here on tackle number 2. And they'll go open side here, and Dylan Edwards goes out the back to Blaze Talangi, and Talangi goes, and that's Jenkins. Jenkins is away. And he's got Edwards in support, and he goes back inside to Jenkins, and Jenkins goes across field. He's stepping all the way through. Jenkins, a metre from the line there. That was almost try of the season stuff there, out of nothing from Penrith as they go open side here. And Cleary goes to Toto, and it's touched here, and it'll be 6 again, and that's a little bit lucky here for the Tigers, and it's almost intercepted, but we got the first knock on here. So the Tigers do well to recover. Luai hammered Toto there just as he passed the ball. But yeah, the first touch, that's nice from Tom Jenkins. He was away. He just had no support. Dylan Edwards was half a yard too slow getting there. This is great from Jenkins, just the in and away. Oh, that tackle from Buller, that's a try saver. And Dewey,
And
that's a try saver as well.
yep. And then Toto with the fend on his podcast teammate there, put him on his backside. But
Blue Eyes
he knew
laughing
it.
about it. Yeah.
He knew it. But the scramble from West Tigers, well done, man.
Well, and we just said that the Tigers were the more impressive. As Penrith go open side here to Talangi, and Talangi goes to Jenkins, and he's got Heath Mason, and Tom Jenkins scores the first try of the game. The Panthers started the slower, and they get the first try through Tommy Jenkins. Big Red on the wing opens the scoring for Penrith.
Oh, I got to have a look at that again, man. But just a fraction too condensed with the West Tigers on Penrith. Yeah, bugger for all that fantastic scramble. So it was a scrum, Cleary, and
that's great.
Yeah,
that's just great hands from everyone there at Penrith.
It is.
This Cleary attracted 3 people in there, and just how do you get him from how do you just strip him for numbers? Just on an open scrum, just stripped for numbers. Look at that. Heath Mason did well to get across, but yeah,
it's always easier said than done, man. But like, I'm a firm believer of like staying on your man. And Toa and Taruva were just a man in too much, obviously, there. But with Dylan Edwards wrapping around the back, I mean, you're always going to be sort of, at odds to make the right decision there. So, but great stuff. Tom Jenkins, he's an underrated player. He sort of wasted 12 months of his life at Newcastle, and he's come back to his home club of Penrith, and he's been really, really strong for them throughout 2025.
Well, just on that, Sam, he's actually a Newcastle junior who went down to Penrith and then returned to Newcastle.
Yep.
And like most people do at Newcastle, they go there and wreck their career and then leave. So, yeah, he's good. The thing with Tom Jenkins is he looked like one of those players who was, as Cleary goes in for and he hit it because it wasn't State of Origin.
That's right.
But yeah, Tom Jenkins, look, a couple of years ago, he absolutely dominated New South Wales Cup. He was scoring tries for fun in the centres. I think he had about 25, 26 tries in the New South Wales Cup. And Newcastle snapped him to come home on a 3-year deal, good money as well, but it just didn't work out for him up there. And Ivan Cleary brought him back to Penrith, trusts him in the system, and he's being rewarded now. They've got a lot of backs. Jesse McLean is one of the best Australian schoolboys we'd seen. He was really impressive in the carnival, and he's keeping him out of the team at the moment. So, yeah, as here we go. As the kickoff is a deep one here, and Lindsay Smith takes the first hit up. And the Tigers, mate, they've been throwing all the jabs, but Penrith threw the haymaker. How are the Tigers going to bounce back on this one will be interesting here. Scott Sorensen, big bald Scott, comes in for a run, makes it over the 20-metre line, keeps those legs pumping. There's big Scotty. And Leota takes the third tackle here. He stopped short of the 30-metre line. Isaiah, he's been really busy to start this. That's a great run. 15-metre run there from Isaiah. He's fighting for a quick play the ball as Kenny goes to Edwards, and Edwards will take his 5th tackle here, and they're inside the Tigers' territory. So that's a great set after points there. One of the most important sets of 6 you can have. The opening set of the game and set after points, and the Panthers have done very well here. And that is a great chase through from Tungo on Skelton, gets him back.
Oh, man, Tungo, yeah, he gets a little bit of heat back onto the Tigers as Jareen Buller, makes the hit up. So 15 metres out here are the Tigers from their own line. Some tough stuff here is Jarrell Skelton makes it to the 20-metre line. The West Tigers are central. It's third tackle, 17 minutes gone in this first half. And this is Taruva, who comes a little bit more in field than usual and has a hit up. And this is 4th tackle.
Relieving penalty.
Oh, Jesus.
You want to talk about coach killers there for Penrith. They had that great set after points. They looked like their defence was getting right on the top, and they just held on a bit too long there, Sam.
Adam Dewey kicks from his own 30, and the Tigers are going to start a set of 6 inside Penrith Panthers territory here by about 5 metres. And it's a tap from Toa, left to Mason, left to May, left to Fainu, and they are central once more, but they're about 40 metres out from the try line. Can the Tigers at least get a repeat set of 6 here, if not score a try, as Alex Seyfarth was put under by Jerome Luai. But the Panthers were there making sure not to make too many meters, as Mason right to Luai, cut out past Toa, and he tried to fend away from McLean, but good defense Penrith. 30 meters out, Taruva, infield for Sukar. 6 again here for the West Tigers, and he gets to within about 21 meters of the try line. They're right of center, running right to left. Luai at first receiver, dummying, dancing left to Buller, left to Samuel Afanu, who bumped Isaac Tungo down heavily. This is second tackle. Duahi right to Luai, out the back to Seyfarth, right to Mason. He dummies and straightens things up, and they're about 12 meters out. Here are the West Tigers on third tackle. They come left out the back to May. He puts the foot down. Can he get the offload off? No, he can't. He's going to be stopped right in front of the posts here on fourth tackle. He plays the ball. Coruscant right to Luai, and he puts in the grubber kick. Toa's chasing. And he puts the ball down. Toa, bro, he has had a tremendous few weeks, has Stafford Toa, and his pace has been graphic. So well done to Toa, but there's maybe your 5th or 6th try assist to Jerome Luai for 2025. So well done, Tigers. They do strike back. Terry, you're on mute, bro.
It is, yeah. Sorry about that. They interesting how they were going to strike back, because they had started this game the better, and then Penrith hit the quick jab there. But that kick from Jerome Luai was pinpoint, and that chase from Toa was absolutely incredible. My friend Jeremy's in the comments, said hello Wobbling, hey Terry, and he said Toa learned that all from his previous club. Obviously, Jeremy is a Knights fan, and Stafford Toa being a Knights junior there. But look, he's had a great season for the Tigers. I know injury robbed him of a couple of games, but he has been brilliant for them. And that's Jerome Luai, slow start to the season, but the last couple of weeks, I know the Tigers have been pretty disappointing, but he's finding his groove now, and he looks bang up for this one as well.
Yep.
He looks ready for this game.
Look, I got to be perfectly honest with you, man. I thought it was early 2023, and I thought to myself, right, the Cowboys are going down to Leichhardt Oval, and Stafford Toa is lining up at center. And I've got to be honest, Terry, man, I thought Stafford Toa was hanging on by a thread with his first grade career, as we see Isaac Tungo going off. I didn't rate Toa, and then that famous night at Leichhardt where Toa went absolutely berserk. And since then, Toa's just gotten better and better, in my opinion. I thought there definitely was a period there where Stafford Toa probably wasn't cut out for it.
But nails that.
Yes, he nails it. It's 6 points all. But well done to Stafford Toa, man. Is that how you sort of see how you view or remember Stafford Toa over these past couple of years?
Just a question first. Is that the year where you beat them 72-0, and then they returned the favour and gave you a smacking at Leichhardt?
It was vice versa. They smacked us first, and then we smacked them back. But yes.
Right, okay, yeah. Look, Stafford Toa at Newcastle always showed there's something there about him, right? But again, he looked like one of those guys like Tom Jenkins, who was too good for New South Wales Cup, but didn't know if he was going to cut it in first grade. Went to the Tigers, and a couple of times he's been in and out of first grade. But yeah, look, this year he's turned around and said, mate, I'm a first grader, and I'm proving to be one of the most improved players in the competition.
All right, so Tigers on second tackle with Sukar, fights his way to the 30, but he's dragged back a bit. So Isaac Tungo coming off for a HIA there, just to confirm, is Mason, left to Luai, back under for Samuel Afinu, and he's able to get over the 30-meter line. So it's third tackle here. They're a little bit left of center, West Tigers, as Coruscant goes right. This is Seyfarth, who's been pretty active, actually. He's been not too bad to start this contest, Seyfarth. Fourth tackle, though, 10 meters short of halfway. And Luai chooses to kick on the fourth tackle, Terry.
Yeah, just outside the 40. He'll be a bit disappointed with his footwork there, Jerome. But yeah, it was a nice kick. Look, just going back to Isaac Tungo, the way that he wobbled back, no pun intended on you there, Mr. Wobble and Jaw Sports, but the way that he wobbled back into the defensive line, I'd be surprised if we see him again, as Luke Garner will come on and take his position in the centres. But again, set after points from the Tigers, really, really impressive there. They just can't do what Penrith did and give a penalty away in this set. And that's Yeah, that's a strong tackle there. Now Casey McLean takes the second hit up, and the Panthers backs they're no slouches when it comes to work and work rate as they go open to Cleary here, and Cleary will have a run. Spotted a little bit of a gap, but he's over the 30-metre line, taken there by Terrell May, who's been aggressive. Lindsay Smith now, nice offload there to Dylan Edwards, who goes wide, and that looks like yeah, that's Big Moses Leota who's taken down there. Isaiah goes to Lindsay Smith, and there was no support this time for Lindsay Smith, so he'll be tackled just in Tigers territory here on the fifth tackle, and they go open to Nathan Cleary, who kicks it downfield, and the Tigers defended well.
And Jarrell Skelton jumps and takes it, fends away from Martin and brings them back towards midfield here, just short of the 20-metre line. Luai rushes to dummy half, right to Sunia Taruva, backs his way into the defence, and this is second tackle, right to Stafford Toa, up over the 30-metre line here for Stafford Toa. 23 minutes gone, and Toa eventually plays the ball. Coruscant left in field for Jack Bird, and he's up over the 40-metre line. And Jack Bird plays the ball. Coruscant left. Seyfarth out the back to Luai. Dummies. Who does he select? He dummies. Oh, he fended away from one tackle, but nearly broke the line. He beat Luke Garner there, but Nathan Cleary, of all people, was there to stop him. And Stewie, on last tackle, puts the bomb up. I think this is Doreen Bullitt, or no, it's Finu chasing. And again, just a bit too deep from the West Tigers. Are you there, Terry?
I am sorry, mate. I just had to leave. I got a creaky door in the house, and it was just driving me mad. But yeah, look, I'm back. Just had to duck away for 5 seconds as now Luke Garner comes in for his first hit up of the game as he's replaced Isaac Tungo, who's gone off for a head injury assessment, and now Tom Jenkins, who came up with the line break and then the first try of the game, is pulled down here. And Nathan Cleary looked like he was going to go for a 40-20. Steps inside. There's a bit of space here for Cleary, but he's shut down. And that'll be tackle number 5. Coruscant went a bit low on the legs there. I didn't like that. They go open side to Talangi, and Talangi's going to run it, and he goes open side to Sorensen. There's some space here for Jenkins. Jenkins kicks back infield. Skelton's there.
Well done, Skelton. And he steps off his left foot and gets up over the 20-metre line there. So 15 minutes to go. I don't think, besides the bit of scramble that the West Tigers showed about 10 minutes ago, I don't think there's been an error from either side. So it's a high-quality game at the moment. They're both getting stuck into each other as Jack Bird is smacked, and he's going to eventually play the ball about 12 short of halfway. Sunia Taruva on third tackle makes about an 8-metre carry.
That is a dirty, crushing tackle there from Moses Leota. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the bin for this. He left his feet. I think the video referee should get involved. We should have a look at this one here at the moment. Look, he leaves his feet and puts the pressure down. Oh, I didn't like that. I don't like the look of that. That's a nasty one. I think he's going to go to the bin here. No. Oh. Consider himself a lucky boy. He's on report. We've seen those sin bin this year, Sam.
Yep, 1,000%. Yeah, no, he is very lucky. All right, so the Tigers now start a set from 40 metres out. Toa taps, left for Mason, left for May, who's been huge again, and he's pushing his claims for State of Origin duties as well, by the way, here today. May plays the ball. Coruscant left for Jack Bird. He puts the foot down up over the 30-metre line, and he just takes the Tigers midfield. So they're about 24 metres out here are the West Tigers. Jack Bird struggling to get up and play the ball. Second tackle, Coruscant. Left for Finu, left for Luai, left for Buller, left for Skelton. Beat Toto, but Dylan Edwards was there to clean him up. So Latu Finu is out there on the paddock now. Dewey right to Luai, right to Latu again, who dummies and straightens up. Oh, man, he is a sharp player. I'm sure this is Finu. I hope it friggin' is. Anyway, play on. So Coruscant right to May, right to Luai. Luai out back to Mason, right to Toa, right to Taruva, and Taruva dives over in the corner, and he is fired up about that. He scores up against his old team. It's 10 points to 6 to the Tigers.
Yeah, look, 10 points to 6 here. The Tigers have started really, really well. They got sucker punched, but they've bounced back, and that's the most important thing. about this, Sam, and Sunia Taruva, he will love that against his old club. Tom Jenkins just hesitated a bit in the defensive line there, and that gave Taruva all the space, and he dives over, and doesn't he let everyone know about it? But Stafford Toa held that up just enough to get Jenkins involved and thinking of this. But yeah, look, this is great. Great bounce back here from the Tigers. Tries being confirmed. Sunia Taruva has been an impressive pickup. He's a super impressive player because he's not the biggest winger. He's not the most built winger either. Like, have a look at Brian Toto, who is just 5'10" tall and 5'10" wide of pure muscle. But this guy, man, he doesn't let anybody down in his game.
No, his work rate for Penrith in his rookie season, I was blown away by. I was absolutely starstruck by Taruva's efforts in his rookie season. And yeah, it's maintained. I think he's maybe had a little bit of a lull over the past 3 or so weeks, but he started the game, of course, on fire against his old team. Let's go to Jay Striker. Mason has been great the last couple of games in the number 6. Yeah, he has. And he came in as a New South Wales under-19s representative, I think, from last season or the year before. So he's definitely got a couple of younger rep honors notched onto his belt so far. So, no, he does come in with a bit of hype. Paul Cross with a comment here in commentary. You must understand that we can't see the visual. So simply explain what happened. Well, you've also got the TV that you can watch as well, Paul Cross. We're doing our best here, mate. But Adam Dewey, he from the sideline here. And
I was thinking the same thing, mate. We're watching the TV as well.
Dewey from the sideline. Bugger. But no, Jay Striker, yeah, I like Heath Mason. I liked what he did last season, despite being an ultra green rookie. But his game and a half that he's had so far in 2025, I couldn't be any more impressed by him.
Yeah, and Heath Mason he's come on, played a little bit of 9, played a little bit of 1. He's normally a fullback by trade, but they've put him in the 6 here just because he's such an elusive runner and he's got lots of speed. And obviously, Jerome Luai is going to do 85% of the general play kicking for the Tigers, so they just need someone to run and get the ball out wide. And obviously, there he shifted the ball very, very quickly, and the Tigers scored. He's been very, very impressive, Heath Mason. And when you get a player like that who can sort of fill all your utility positions with speed, you've got to be happy with that.
And now we've got Latu Fainu out there as well. So there's a couple of ball players out there that might be able to really run right over this Penrith Panthers outfit, as I think that save far through runs to the 20-metre line. Coruscant cut out past the left to Fainu, left to his brother Samuel Fainu, and they're able to fight their way to the 30-metre line. It's third tackle. Tigers running right to left as Coruscant from dummy half finds Latu Fainu, and then he puts Jack Bird back under. Yeah, they're missing a Royce Hunt, I'll say, to today, even though you got Terrell May floating around there. Yep.
I'll tell you what, Royce Hunt. Oh, is that there's
a Coruscant? Oh, Jenkins saves it. Yes, take it away, Terry.
Look, Royce Hunt last week had 1 run for 7 meters. I don't think they're missing Royce Hunt at all.
That's true.
I think his time was up at the Sharks, and plenty of Sharks fans called that. He had a bit of a decent spell last year, but he was talking about retirement. I think he's gone around a season too long here as Royce. But the Panthers now third tackle to Brian Toto, and he gets to the 30-metre line. That's tackle 4. Kenny goes open here. And is that big Luron Pateo, or is that... No, that's Isaiah Papali'i. And Cleary puts a big spiral kick downfield and should be taken comfortably here for the Tigers.
Yeah, maybe not Royce Hunt specifically, but like a big
another big body. Yeah.
Yep.
Like a David Clemmer, who they shouldn't have let go
of. As Jarrell Skelton now cuts back to the right-hand side, but ran right into the young fella Patea. Jerome Luai dummy half passes right in field for Dream Buller, and Buller fights his way to the 40, but is stopped. This is third tackle now. There's 10.5 minutes to go in this first half. And Taruva just straight and hard. Good run from Sunia Taruva. Fourth tackle, just shy of halfway. Coruscant right to Mason, and he just puts the foot down. Can he offload? No. Good tackle there with Papali'i coming in over the top to finish it off. This is Jerome Luai now running, kicking, puts it sky high, only 10 metres forward. Taken on the full by Skelton, though, and he's going to be wrapped up on last tackle. Kicking game, last tackle options.
Yeah, look, not the best kicking game from either team to open up this, but plenty of meters from both sides available. So, yardage is both teams are finding it pretty easy to come by as Toto goes up to the 40-meter line. The first team that can really get their kicking game under control will probably go a long way to win this game, Sam. Is that's Luron Patea. That's a great run there, but he's told to go back and play the ball as he fights for a few more meters going forward. But he's an impressive player, Luron Patea. As Isaiah Papali'i, he's back into the squad this week, and he gets an offload to Blaze Talangi, who's pulled down from behind by Api Coruscant in a nice tackle there. Talangi's complaining about something, saying he got hit high by Api Coruscant. I don't think there was too much in it. He's got a bit of a bleeding nose, though, so let's...
He does.
Heath Mason. Heath Mason catches him with the hand. I don't know if that's enough for a penalty, though, because it's got to be a reportable offence if the referee misses it. I don't think there's enough for a penalty in that one, though, but yeah, it's made his eyes water. Definitely made his eyes water. Got to play the ball here on tackle 4. Big Ziggy's not falling for that.
No, it was good refereeing. Good refereeing.
He's controlled the game very well here in the opening stances, Ziggy. That's another run there from Isaiah Papali'i against his old team. And this is tackle 5 here from Nathan Cleary, and he's going to bomb for Jarrell Skelton. Toto goes up for it. And I think it's going to be knocked on by Skelton. Oh no, they've caught a change over here. Knocked on by Toto first.
Okay.
Interesting kicking, like bombing to Skelton with Toto going at him, but Toto leapt there, and Skelton's pretty shaky under the high ball, so not a bad ploy.
Yeah. Yep. Alrighty, so Dewey, he plays the ball on his own 10. This is Jarrell Skelton now. Big contact on him. And he's made about 5 meters forward here. Yeah, got to see a good end of set here for the West Tigers as Taruva goes right to Toa. Toa has a hit up, but he's not dragged back, but he's definitely halted. 15 meters out. There's a shot of Isaac Tungo. Maybe he could be returning later on this afternoon. Taruva has a hit up now. This is third tackle. Yeah, so Isaac Tungo is coming back later on this afternoon. Cut out pass to the left-hand side for Finer, who just puts the foot down and actually puts Sorensen on his backside, actually. Well done, Latu Finer. Fourth tackle, Coruscant left. Jerome Luai kicks on fourth tackle, and it's just going to go straight down Dylan Edwards' throat, Terry.
I think the Tigers want to play the possession game, sort of kick the ball back to Penrith. Yeah, it's a knock on. I think Penrith will challenge this. He was pushed. Penrith will challenge this. Dylan Edwards was definitely pushed there. I think this is going to be a successful challenge. I think Ziggy missed this, but successful challenge should come up Penrith's way here as Edwards was getting up to play the ball. But going back to the Tigers, it looks like they're happy to kick the ball down to Penrith to see if they can force an error out of him. But I don't know if that's the game plan against Penrith, who can. No, there's not much of a push, is there?
I don't think there's freaking anything.
Is it enough though? Let's have a look. Jack Bird's on him. Goes to play the ball. There's a push. Is it enough?
Again, I'm not even going to bother. Like my success rate is 20% with the bunker and challenges, but it's successful.
It's a successful challenge, yeah.
Successful. Man, there was not a lot in that. Geez, Struth.
No, I called it straight away though. I thought there was a push in the play of the ball, so it doesn't really need to be that much of a push if the guy's playing the ball and you get him off balance. But that's the Tigers didn't need to do that. It was a poor kick. Not so much a poor kick, but a poor option from Jerome Luai on tackle 4. Yep. Give the ball back to Penrith, and you give a penalty away on the first tackle. The Tigers have got to smarten up here as Garner has a good run, but he fights for the play of the ball, and that's Isaiah Papali'i. He's getting through his work rate in the middle on tackle 2 here. Penrith 30 metres out from the line as it goes to Yeo, and Yeo goes across field to Cleary. And Cleary looked like he's going to turn Sorensen under, and he goes through, and he's up over the 20-metre line. So they're in the Westpac red zone here, the Panthers. You don't like the Westpac red zone? Yeah, that's for Dan. He absolutely hates that. But it's open side here for Yeo. And he goes across, and there's some space here. Brian Toto steps back infield. The elusive Toto. He's getting around everybody. He's getting around. Won't get around his mate his best mate though, Jerome Luai, and they pull him down here, and that's tackle 5 here for the Panthers as Kenny goes open side here, and Cleary puts in a little stab kick, and it's too deep. Taruva takes it in the end goal, and that's out to the 20, Sam.
Taruva sprinting back, and he taps it now, and he's able to make 10 meters. Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo were there to stop him. So less than 6 minutes there. That's a really disappointing finish from Nathan Cleary, not just the Penrith Panthers, as Gerard Skelton gets over the 40, stopped about 5 short of halfway. Coruscant right in field for May, and May is able to enter Penrith Panthers territory here. Man, that they could... Oh, no, he's dropped it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I think, like the push, that was pretty blatant. So, but yeah, hands on the ball here, and the Tigers go on the attack.
I reckon if they were maybe 10 meters closer, they probably would have gone for the 2 to make it an even converted try. But
Luai's got that look in his eyes. He's going for the killer blow here.
5 minutes to go. Can they extend their lead here, the West Tigers? Jack Bird is met by the Panthers defense, but brought back a few meters here. So about 32 meters out. Slow play the ball. It's not the first time that's happened today. Coruscant right to Luai, right to May, and May backs his way over the 30-meter line. Great post-contact meters from him. He's now about 25 out. West Tigers are central. Coruscant left. Mason out the back to Luai. Flat ball for Samuel Fainu. Fainu brought down eventually about 11 out on the side closest to the interchange sideline as Dewey. He runs out a dummy up to the right-hand side. Beat Tungo once, but then Tungo came back, and Dewey is still standing in the tackle, still walking, but told to play the ball. 4th tackle, Coruscant. Cut out to Latu Fainu, right to Mason. Very, very flat ball for Alex Seifert, but he's done. Last tackle. Mason left to May, left to Coruscant, and they ran it on last tackle.
If they had just gone out the back, then they had all the space in the world. Oh.
Last tackle plays from both of these sides. A lot to be desired.
Yeah, if they the play before that though, if the Tigers had gone out the back instead of hitting Seifert short, they had a 3-on-1 overlap. Oh well, you live and learn from these things. As Brian Toto now, he takes the ball up to the 30-meter line for the Panthers. And the Panthers, as I said, they're finding the yardage very easy. It's just the end of the sets here as Mitch Kenny goes for a run, catches everyone napping, pulls up just short of the 40-meter line, makes a nice 10-meter run here. As Isaiah Papali'i now gets over the halfway line, and Penrith no trouble getting into the Tigers' end this entire half. But here we go, Dylan Edwards now. They're 35 metres out from the line, and they're going to put up an attacking kick here as Cleary goes to Taruva again. It's not the deepest kick. I don't think he'll attack it. Tom Jenkins, throws it forward. Jenkins just needed to back himself. He took it. He just needed to back himself on that.
I reckon so, man. Holy smokes!
If he just put his head down, he probably scores.
Yeah, he's got Inspector Gadget arms as well. Jesus!
Have a look at this. Are my eyes deceiving me here, Sam? But if he just puts his head down here, he probably gets over.
Yeah, if he just took on Buller even harder, for sure. Holy smokes, what an opportunity there for Jenkins as Toa plays the ball 18 away from his own try line. Taruva now dummies and goes himself. The West Tigers are midfield once again. This is 2nd tackle. Terry can't handle that Thomas Jenkins didn't reach out. All right, so we've got Api Coruscant scooting out a dummy half and ducking under 2 attempts to tackle, getting to the 40-meter line. And he's stopped 10 short, less than. This is Jerome Luai, dummy to kick, and then he put Dewey back under, but Luke Garner was well onto it. This is Charlie Murray from dummy half, passing right to Latu Fainu. That's a much better kick. Alex Seifert taking that, and Thomas Jenkins takes it on the full.
Yeah, and Jenkins is pulled down at the 30-meter line here, and now Toto goes for a run, and he gets around Luai, and he'll be tackled just short of the 40-meter line here. 1:43 to go in this half here, Sam. As Isaac Tungo now goes for a run, and he's tackled about 43 meters out from his own line. Jack Bird's come off, maybe injured, maybe not, who knows? But the Panthers again in the half, and this should be a penalty. Dylan Edwards takes the quick tap, and he's away. Oh, lucky there.
Oh.
Alex Seyfarth has saved the Tigers' bacon a few times today as they go inside here to Yeo, and this is a big set of 6 here for the
Just
Tigers. They've got
one
to
more
keep him
minute,
out here.
Tigers.
Yeah, you got to keep him out here as Cleary goes to Edwards. Edwards to Tungo. Tungo takes on Luai, and great tackle there, Jerome Luai. Holds him down just that little bit longer here. 6 again for a rucky infringement. Held him down a bit too long there. As Cleary goes open and Yeo goes, and he's tackled right in front of the uprights here for the Panthers. There's 47 seconds to go to halftime, and it's given to Isaiah Papali'i, and Papali'i is pulled down short, and Terrell May gives him a little bit of a facial to let him know all about it. It's open here to Cleary. Cleary to Talangi. Talangi to McLean. McLean to Jenkins, and Jenkins scores. Or has he dropped the ball? No, Jenkins is claiming a try. And Ziggy awards it. Right on halftime, Penrith have hit back. Oh.
I thought it looked like he sort of came up short, or it popped out right as he was scoring. I got to see a closer view of it, unless if it just comes up as confirmed.
No, that's a try.
Oh, well done.
He just used his arms for that one, but he takes the scream and catch before and didn't back himself.
Yep.
But 10-all with a kick to come here from the Iceman, Nathan Cleary. Let's see if he's brought his Origin kicking boots or his Panthers kicking boots with him, because he absolutely laced the first one, Sam.
Oh, Jay Striker's already calling that this is the game. Wow, that's a massive call.
Yeah, look, and Penrith have the ability to do this. This reminds me of a game in 2022 where Cronulla went to Penrith and they were up 10-0 early, and Penrith scored right before halftime. It was 10-6 going in at halftime, and then they scored just after halftime, and then they ended up beating us 20 points to 10. We have the feeling that if we had kept them out just before halftime, that we maybe we would have been able to hold them out for a little bit longer, but yeah, Penrith just have this ability to make it a game at halftime and run over you in the second half.
Was that the game Dale Finucane went absolutely kamikaze? Yeah.
Smashed Stephen Crichton's ear off his face.
Yep. He did.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's the reason why Stephen Crichton wears headgear. As Cleary comes in and he hits the upright, so we're going in at 10 points all. And Jay Striker says Cleary's halftime coaching over Benji's. Well, we're going to see what Benji's made of here, Sam.
Yeah, this is a pretty massive opportunity for Benji Marshall to give the right instructions. And I think one of the instructions needs to be that your last tackle options, or even fourth tackle options, needs to be a hell of a lot better. And I think that's the same message for Ivan Cleary as well, to tell Nathan Cleary and Blaze Talangi at halftime. Well,
the scary thing here, Sam, is the Panthers had the breeze. Oh, sorry, the Tigers had the breeze in the first half, and their fourth and fifth tackle kicking options were atrocious. Now the Panthers are going to have that breeze with Cleary's boot. Oh, this is a harsh one. Look, Sam, it's been a great first half, and I know we're going to chat at halftime. We want to talk about Big Paps and Canberra and everything. I need to go and get myself a bottle of water, so I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's all right. I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty then. I'll just do that though. Yes, I know it's now big screen. Alrighty. So yeah, competitive first half. Not a truckload of errors, if any, at all. Just gonna give it just a minute before I bring up the stats at halftime. So I'm just gonna go share my screen here and now, and hope that you can see that. Just verify that you can. Yes, you can. All right, team stats. So team stats here. So both teams are only dropping the ball once or twice. Look at that, 95% for the West Tigers. The Penrith Panthers completing at 88%. Only 2 errors in the game made by the Penrith Panthers. It's just the discipline, especially early on, really let both teams down there, unfortunately. Let's go down to the run meters. So possession is still 54% to 46%. So as Terry alluded to just before, that possession will swing the way the Penrith Panthers. That's just how footy goes. So yeah, the Tigers defense really needs to be alert in this second half. all stats at the moment. So line breaks are 4-1 in favour of the Penrith Panthers, and tackle breaks as well. So that's a bit of a concern if the Tigers have had 54% possession, and if that does swing about in the second half, that could double, unfortunately, for the Tigers there. So they really need to be a little bit more committed in the second half. As we got Terry back in.
I am
So
back.
just confirming, man, that we've got 95% completion for the West Tigers, which is fabulous, and then Penrith completing at 88% as well. So it is a high quality game in that aspect, and it's just the things that have let both teams down is the discipline, penalties, and also the kicking game from both of these sides. Just looking at the kick return meters, it's in favour of the Tigers at the moment, and the kick meters, so Penrith only just, but it's pretty much 50-50 in that aspect. 19 missed tackles to 15. Tigers missing 19 and ineffective tackles there. So, look, as I said, the last tackle options is what both coaches will be talking to them about. But Tigers finished this first half, Terry, with 54% possession, and they've missed 19 tackles. And I'm just scrolling up here. They've missed 19 tackles and they've conceded 4 line breaks to 1. Tackle breaks are 19 in favour of Penrith Panthers. So the possession, we usually see it swing back to the other team come the second half. And the Tigers, they really need to lace up their boots and sting them in defence at the moment.
Well, they need to start the game the way they need to start the second half the way they started the game, because they came out and just absolutely got Penrith early. And I know Penrith landed the first try, but I don't think they were expecting the way that the Tigers were going to be fired up for this game. And that surprises me a lot, because that team is full of ex-Panthers players who would be looking to stick it to their former team. But the Tigers started really, really impressive. I think they were the better team in that first half, and I know they missed a lot more tackles and everything else, but I think they were the better side overall in terms of what the Tigers are compared to what the Panthers are. But that try right on halftime, that's got to hurt them. But up on the screen, Sam, we've got the Bulldogs versus the Eels.
Yes, mate. Tomorrow's King's birthday blockbuster. Unfortunately, up here in Queensland, it is not a public holiday. It's a New South Wales public holiday, so I'm going to work tomorrow night, unfortunately.
I am not.
Oh, thank you. Oh. All right, so the Bulldogs, they come into the game as $1.42 favourites. Parramatta, $2.89. Will Penasini is back in for the Eels, and there are mass changes for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs for tomorrow. I just think that it just leads up beautifully for a Bulldogs victory tomorrow, Terry. That's who I'm tipping tomorrow afternoon. The Bulldogs fans haven't seen their full strength or as close to full strength team play since they defeated the Roosters about 3 weeks ago, which is a game that Dan and I commentated a few weeks ago. With the return of Jacob Kiraz, Crichton, the debut of you-know-who, I just think that it just leads to a Bulldogs victory. And I think Parramatta will give them a run for it. They played each other earlier this season, and it was a close, fortly tied affair. I think Zach Lomax did play in that game as well, but Mitch Moses didn't, and he's proven to be the difference on a handful of occasions since he's come back from his injury. So I still think this will be like a 1-12 sort of a contest, but I do think that the Bulldogs are going to walk away with the 2 points tomorrow afternoon and, again, go sole leaders of the competition at first.
Yeah, look, I think the Dogs will win, but a lot of people that I'm talking to expect the Dogs to win this game by 30 to 40 points, and I don't think that's going to happen. One thing you have seen from the Eels this year is, yes, they haven't, set the world on fire, and they've lost more games than they've won, but they don't really get smacked about. So, Lachlan Galvin, I think all the talk this week, has been about the Dogs and Lachlan Galvin and getting their Origin players back and bouncing back from that game against the Dolphins. But yeah, I think when the push comes to the shove, it'll be close for about 65 minutes, and then the Dogs will come home strong off the back of just talent. Stephen Crichton, in particular, will be looking for a massive game here. But yeah, I fully expect I expect the Dogs to win and to get back on top of the competition, and push the Raiders down into second spot then.
Yep, and look, I just want to have my weekly rant with you, and what this time it's on the Manly Sea Eagles, man. Not the Newcastle Knights, it's the Manly Sea Eagles. I said this maybe to you a couple of weeks ago. I forget who I may have said it to actually, but I'm a bit sick and tired of falling for the Manly Sea Eagles trap at the moment, Terry, because they have been so inconsistent for I think maybe 3 seasons now, ever since the 2021 season, man. And I'm just a bit sick and tired of falling into the trap of falling into the Manly hype train that, yes, they showed great attack in round one against the Cowboys, who didn't get off the bus that night, admittedly. But I'm so disappointed in Manly. They are soft. They got a soft underbelly. And I think Anthony Seibold might be in front of only Des Hasler and Adam O'Brien for coaches that are well and truly under pressure.
Well, I mean, my mate Jay Striker in the comments will let you know that I am guilty of letting Manly win this game, because before the game even started, I tweeted that the definition of optimism was Kalen Ponga taking more than 3 conversions in the warm-up because Newcastle don't score points, and 16-0 at halftime. I thought, geez, that tweet looks pretty good, and then the Knights come out and smack the absolute daylights out of Manly, and they couldn't fight back. But no, look, Manly they're great when everything's going their way. When they're getting leg ups and they've got a fit and firing squad, but they lost Lehigh Hopewadi early, and that sort of set them back a little bit. But yeah, this Manly side, they on paper they've got some really really good players. And you just have a look at the players who scored the tries there: Kula, Sipley, Olaquatu, Tommy Talau. On paper, the names of the Manly players are incredible. They just can't put it together. And Cherry Evans is looking every bit a 36-year-old, and I don't know if I'd be running out to give him $1 million to join my club at the moment.
No.
Luke Brooks looks like he should be on his way to Super League, and Jamal Fogarty coming into this Manly side now is going to give them a bit of a shake-up. But again, I don't know. I don't know where you go if you're Manly. I know. Paseka doing his Achilles early in the season. They lost a lot of mongrel in the forward pack, but on paper they've got so much talent. They just can't put it together. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the guys get in their own head. But yeah, look, Manly. I'm happy that they're going terribly, because my dad goes for Manly, and it's nice to have a bit of a rivalry. But it is what it is, Sam. They are what they are. Like those teams that are sort of going to be hanging around the 8th to 13th mark, you're going to see them be inconsistent. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Seibold's one of 3 coaches under pressure.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't want to say that the Sea Eagles are in trouble, because you've got Jamal Fogarty coming in, but Jamal Fogarty is going to be another year older, and he's going to take more responsibility than what he already is at the moment at Canberra. Because, as you say, Luke Brooks looks like he could be the Iron Man, the Man of Steel in the Super League at the moment, man. I've been bitterly disappointed by Luke Brooks this season in 2025. I don't think he's really had one game where he's said to his captain that, nah, I'll take control here. You take a seat this time round. And again, like, they just haven't been the same since DCE mentioned that he's going to be, or announced that he's going to be leaving Manly at the end of the season. I mean, Olakau'atu as well, like, he was absolutely sensational in that first half against Newcastle. And I know the possession goes Newcastle's way in the second half, but Olakau'atu wasn't to be seen in that second half. And it just it's just a representation of how Manly are at the moment. They are inconsistent week in, week out, and halfway through games at the moment. And with reports, I mean, there was some rumor that Trebojevic was looking at the Super League next year. Turn it up. He's not going to the Super League. No way, no how. But I mean, it's just still like, I don't see any success in Manly's future for the next few seasons or so, because they don't seem to pull their finger out, man.
Yeah, look, I agree with you massively in what you said about DCE, and there's a way, and I'll take it back. Like, obviously, I'll use my Sharkisms, right? But in the middle of 2016, Cronulla are in the middle of a 15-game winning streak, right? And the catalyst, and all the people, you speak to any Sharks fan, they'll tell you one of the most important signings that we ever made was Michael Ennis. And Michael Ennis came out halfway through our winning streak and said, I'm retiring at the end of the year. Now, I know it's a lot different to saying I'm leaving, I'm going playing for another club, but he said, I'm retiring. And the way that he did it, he didn't make a big kerfuffle about it. He didn't go on the Matty Johns show. He didn't go on any of these other shows here. He just said, no, I'm retiring. I'm not playing again. Cherry Evans came out on a show and said, I don't like the offer from Manly. I don't like the direction the club's heading. I'm out. The Manly CEO called up and said, no, we want to give Cherry Evans an offer. Cherry Evans on the show turned around and said, I won't be listening to that offer. I'm leaving. You can't tell me that hasn't had a knock-on effect of the 29 other players in the squad who have turned around and gone, well, our captain's jumping ship at the end of the year. The coach, how would you feel as your coach, Anthony Seibold, right? Who probably knows a lot what's going on behind the scene, but to see that publicly from your captain, the person that you have to back every week and name as captain, to turn around and go, no, I don't want to be here and I don't want to talk to you guys. And you can see that in the performances of Cherry Evans and of the other guys who things start getting hard and they turn around and go, oh, well, if our captain doesn't want to be here, why should I?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He's created the circus, Daily Cherry Evans. I'm sorry to say. He might say, "Nah, that's bullshit," but I'm sorry. But as you said, he was the one that went on Channel 9 and spoke about the drama firsthand. So now it looks like that we might be getting closer towards kickoff for this second half. But I really wanted to talk about Manly just then because I just think DC, yes, he has created a circus, and I think that this team on paper, I don't want to say that they're the most disappointing team in 2025 because we got Penrith, who was sitting about fourth last at the moment. But I think Manly are definitely one of the more disappointing teams of 2025. As we got Jerome Luai coming back out onto the paddock, Penrith Panthers are out there, and Terry, the Tigers, they're going to be kicking off to the Penrith Panthers in the second half. So I'll just leave it to you, bro.
Before we get back into the second half, I just want to say congratulations to Josh Papali'i, who broke the record for games played by a Canberra Raider, and he scored 2 tries and absolutely nailed that conversion from the sideline. So, I mean, he'll tell you it's from the sideline. It was about 10 in, but whatever. But congratulations, Josh Papali'i. He will go down as one of the all-time greats at Canberra as the Tigers kick off and get us underway. And it's taken here from Penrith, and that's big Luron Pateo who takes the first hit up of the second half. Mitch Kenny's in at dummy half, and here's Scott Sorensen. He's up over the 20-metre line. Penrith made lots of yardage in the first half. Let's see how they go in the second half. Here is now Isaiah Papali'i takes a run, and he's met there by Terrell May, who hasn't had a breather yet. Big Terrell looks like he's going to go for big minutes today, and Isaiah Yeo takes the 4th run here, and he's met by the Tigers on the 40-metre line. And he's still fighting for yardage here as Dylan Edwards will take the 5th tackle hit up as he does all so often for Penrith, and that's a good set. The first set of the second half for Penrith, and Cleary kicks downfield. It's high and it's deep, and it's taken by the Tigers.
Much better kick there from Nathan Cleary to start the half. Oh, I think that's Pateo or Papali'i that really smacked Jarrell Skelton there, the young fella, and he gets up looking a little bit ginger, in my opinion. Dewey now only able to make about 4 meters in advance of where Jarrell Skelton played the ball up to the 20-meter line. This is Sunia Taruva stepping away from one and had to, otherwise he was going to get smashed there by Isaiah Papali'i. 3rd tackle, just shy of the 30. And this here is Stafford Toa with a nice hit up, and he's up over the 30-meter line, but he's met there by 3 Panthers defenders on the side closest to the interchange sideline. About 12 short of halfway, long cutout pass to Latu Finer to the left, who dummied and then just took the tackle himself, and he's going to be stopped 5 short of halfway, pretty much in the center of Combank. And this is Jerome Luai kicking from his side of halfway.
A longer kick there from Jerome Luai, and Edwards brings it back to just over the 20-metre line. So both teams get through their first set here as Toto now takes it up. And he's met by Heath Mason, picked up and driven into the ground. That's a great tackle there from Heath Mason. And quick play of the ball. Tom Jenkins comes in off his wing, and he's at the 35-metre line now. 35 metres out from his own try line here is Tom Jenkins. Then it goes open side here, and that's Scott Sorensen, who's come in for his second run of the second half. He's pulled down just short of the halfway line here. Mitch Kenny's in. And now big Luron Patea goes over the halfway line, and the Penrith Panthers have started this second half getting yardage upon yardage, and Cleary kicks on the 40-metre line here. It's a high up and there, over, and Skelton has knocked on, and we've got 6 again here as Cleary. There's some space here for him as he goes open side here. It's a shocking pass. Casey McLean is pulled down. Oh, he throws a terrible ball there to Edwards. And the Panthers have gone backwards from where they first started off with the ball, but they get a fresh set of 6 here. See him on the 0 tackle, 20 metres out from the line. As Kenny goes for a run here, thought he caught a marker. Not square, he didn't, but Sorensen gets the ball here from Talangi, and that's tackle 1 here for the Panthers. So opening exchanges here. Panthers have early momentum, and that try right on halftime could set the tone for the rest of this game. As Papali'i is turned under by Isaiah Yeo, and he's pulled down just in front of the uprights as Kenny goes across field. And Cleary is hammered by Luai. What a shot there from Jerome Luai, and that's 3rd tackle. Papali'i goes for another run, and he's pulled down a metre short. 4th tackle here from the Panthers. That's just a nice settling run there from Papali'i as it goes back to the short side from Cleary, and Cleary to Edwards, and Edwards is caught there by Dewey. And he's dropped the ball. Edwards has dropped the ball, so the Tigers have survived. And that shot from Jerome Luai on Nathan Cleary set the tone for those last couple of minutes. And here we are. We're about to see it here on replay. Luai came in with a great defensive read and just dumps Cleary into the ground. Oh, what a shot, Sam.
No, that's what everybody was hoping would happen, a massive collision today, and it was Luai on Cleary, not the other way around. But again, nice defense there from the West Tigers. Not a truckload thrown at them, but again, they stood firm. And this is Sonia Taruva's first receiver running back towards the ruck, making about 5 meters in advance of the scrum, and a penalty straight away by Luron Patea. Oh, strike me pink. Ivan Cleary's throwing his friggin' water across the friggin' room.
Speaking of, I need to refresh myself.
All right. Sorry, Adam Dewey got ball in hand. He kicks from inside his own 20, and they're going to tap the ball 5 short of halfway. Still inside their own territory as Toa taps. Left for Mason, left for May, and May enters Panthers territory here by a couple of meters. Just waiting for a play the ball now, and IP Coruscant goes cut out pass to Jerome Luai, who then elects to put Charlie Murray back under, who's on debut tonight, first grade debut, Charlie Murray. IP Coruscant now, dummy half, right, Latu Fainu, dummies and goes himself. He's backing himself a fair bit this afternoon, Latu Fainu. And he plays the ball. Coruscant left and then goes back right to Mason. He's just putting his foot down. Api Coruscant walking into his position, and he passes left, cut out to Latu Fainu, left to Luai. He stops and steps, and rainbow ball passes. That's an awful pass from Jerome Luai, Terry.
It is. Pressure was put on there from the Panthers. Those, you know, when the dummy half goes one way and it will fakes one way and then goes the other, it takes the sting out of the passes. So those looping passes that were being thrown there just eaten up by the Panthers defenses. Tom Jenkins comes in off his wing and he's tackled 35 metres out from his own line. Centre field goes open side to Edwards, and Edwards finds Isaiah Papali'i, and he's about 45 metres from his own line, 5 short of the halfway line here. Mitch Kenny goes in at dummy half, and Tungo comes in for a run, and that's tackle 4, and the Panthers find themselves in Tiger territory. Then it goes open side, and Isaiah Yeo takes a nice run. He's about 33 metres out from the Tigers' try line. Kenny goes to Cleary, who goes inside for Edwards, and there's some space there, and he's chopped down, gets the ball off the ground. Cleary kicks open field to Brian Toto, and Toto's one-on-one. Oh, and 2 Tigers have just collided with each other, but hit the ball dead. I don't think they realised that they could have just caught that ball, but instead they've smashed into each other and diffused the situation, Sam.
I'll say this, man. I thought I saw it a couple of times in the first half, but I just saw it then. I think the Tigers aren't playing fast enough, and we just saw Penrith Panthers with Isaiah Yeo and company really just take it up a notch just quietly. And I think you're right too there. Like, Sonia Taruva could have just jumped up and caught that pill, man. Lack of communication, and now they're back on the back foot again here, the Tigers.
Yeah, they've gone for the short dropout here, and they've batted it back, and the Tigers have come up with the ball.
Gee whiz, and they get out of
Desperation
not
there from the
jail.
Tigers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, get
They,
out of jail.
it is a bit get out of jail. And this here, I think this is Charlie Murray now with a strong hit up. A little bit of pressure on the neck, maybe, but no play on.
Could have milked that one.
Coruscant right to Taruva, and Taruva up over the 30, but he's getting dragged back to that 30-meter line now. This is third tackle, and Coruscant goes left. Laitu Finu left for Luai, left to Jareem Buller. There's a little bit of space here, but Adam Dewey, can he get the offload off? No, he's just going to keep the ball wrapped up, and he was taken down by Isaac Tungo primarily. This is fourth tackle now. Slow, play the ball. Adam Dewey not looking impressed. Terrell May just straight and hard, skittles one, flicks it out the back to Laitu Finu, and a pass again goes wayward for Tigers, Terry.
Why are they trying to force everything so early, Sam? Like they made one error in the first half. They made about 3 this half now.
Yeah.
As the Panthers, they'll go find themselves on the attack here. God, the Tigers just look rattled coming out of half time as Toto takes it over the 40. That's a great run from Brian Toto. Geez, he's so impressive when he just puts his head down and goes for a run. As Edwards turns Papali'i back on the inside now, and he's 29 metres out from the Tigers try line. And to Cleary, and Cleary goes short there for Scott Sorensen, and that's the fifth tackle here. So Cleary goes short side, puts up a little kick here. Tom Jenkins in the air, gets it back, and that's a try to Casey McLean. That is a try to Casey McLean. The Tigers didn't even try and compete for that. Tom Jenkins in the air. They're calling it a no try, saying he goes into touch. I don't think he did. Looked like a try live. They're saying Jenkins. What's the call? Yeah, his foot's in touch. Oh, so the Tigers get out of jail again. That's so unlucky.
They need to be a little bit more patient here, the West Tigers. They need to play with a little bit more speed, but they need to play with a lot more patience at the moment. They think there's only bloody 1 minute left, but it's 9 minutes gone in this second half, and the Tigers, as you said, man, they've just about doubled their error rate inside the first 9 minutes, man. So no more. They need to play discipline now, West Tigers. Just do what they were doing before, as you said. Stafford Todd now with a hit up. This is second tackle, and he's stopped about 22 metres out from his own try line here. Api Coruscant left in field for Jarrell Skelton, and he has a carry that gets the Tigers to the 30-metre line. Third tackle, midfield, running left to right here, and Charlie Murray now all bounced to terra firma there by Mitch Kenny and company. And it's a penalty! Oh, my God.
Tackle. I want to say this, Sam, before we talk about it. You've said the name Charlie Murray so many times. He's on debut. He's getting through some work, Charlie Murray.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I could be wrong. I will verify that if I can. But Charlie Murray is also another under-19s New South Wales representative. As they kick for touch, they make about 10 metres there, but they're going to start a set inside Panthers territory as Mason receives it and gives it off to Terrell May. But good stop there from Scott Sorensen and Isaiah. There's the shot at Charlie Murray there. Yeah. And Api Coruscant left to Jerome Luai, left to Murray again. Always picked up and dumped on his back, but play on, no dangerous position.
Welcome to first grade, young kid.
Mason out the back to Luai, and then he puts Seyfarth back under. All threatened to split the line there of Penrith, but desperate defence by Sorensen. Coruscant cut out left to Finu, left to Luai, ran before passing left to Buller, left to Dewey. He found the outside of Tungo when he gets up again because he wasn't stopped. No, the referee said go back and play the ball. At least it's not a penalty.
I thought Dewey had every right to get up and go then.
Oh, I thought too, man. We've definitely seen that play on. This is third tackle now, and it's spun back right infield for Luai, right to Finu, flat ball for May. What can he do? Not much in the end. That's good defense there again by Sorensen. He's going to get up and play the ball. This is last tackle actually. So Luai, last tackle out the back to Mason, but the ball found absolutely. Oh, what's the call here? It's 6 again here for the Tigers. Ball in hands of Mason. Lucky. Another lucky call here for the Tigers. Jeez, truth. Alrighty. 11 minutes gone in the second half as Coruscant goes left for May, left for Luai. Then Samuel Afino has been put back under. It's Scott Sorensen again. They're left of the sticks here. Weston. Appy Coruscant goes left again and really put Liam Martin under some pressure there. This is third tackle. Murray at dummy half goes right. Luai at the back to Latu. Finu, he runs. Oh, there was a bit of an opening there for Finu, but it closed quickly. Fourth tackle, Coruscant comes back left and Terrell May running flat and hard, but good defense there from Penrith. What do they do here on last? Coruscant goes left, finds Luai. He runs, passes out the back left to Buller, left to Dewey. He puts in the small grubber kick and
No, that's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
Dewey.
That's a doofus play from Adam
Dewey. He did not need to do that. Adam
No.
Dewey did not need to do that. You've got him 1 meter out from the line. Why do it? That's a brain snap. Look, he's tackled there. You don't need to do that. That's just an absolute brain snap.
I would have rather to have seen Adam Dewey he also just charge hard and fast instead of just putting in the dinky kick.
Yeah. Yeah. But here we go. The Panthers here, tackle 2. Isaac Tungo, he's over the 20-meter line. Mitch Kenny's barking instructions in at dummy half. He wants a quicker play of the ball than that as it goes to Isaiah Yeo, who now goes to Talangi, and Talangi goes to Luke Garner, and Garner is up near the 40-meter line on tackle 3. Then they go open side here. Casey McLean. And my missus in the background just having an absolute rev up at the kids. But Nathan Cleary again is smoked by Jerome Luai. He's given it a penalty.
Tigers don't have a challenge.
No, but I'm with Luai here. I don't think that's a penalty. I think was his foot off the ground? That's not a penalty.
Nothing wrong with that.
His foot was on the ground. And this is the thing, when you challenge something so stupid in the first half, you can't challenge it. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that. His foot's on the ground. The referee has just been fooled into giving a penalty away for something that looks bad. Yeah, even Luai's letting him know straight away. Something that looks bad that isn't. And the referee's just been fooled by that.
So what are the Panthers going to do here? They're going to take the 2
here. But that's bullshit.
We've got our sideline commentator. Oh, come on, that's simultaneous at worst. That's good. Kick pressure from Aaron from West Tigers Live Podcast, who is there at Combank Stadium right now. Yeah, the Tigers faithful have rightfully lost the plot a little bit there. That's a really harsh call. It's the wrong call.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the wrong call.
Oh, and now Panthers. I mean, Tigers, they already go up in arms about, as Nathan Cleary slots it, they already are up in arms about never getting 50-50 calls and getting robbed by the referee, and that's another one.
I said it on Rugby League Outlaws this week, right? The Tigers last week were called for 3 straight ruck infringements and a sin bin, right? Jerome Luai went to the sin bin.
Yep.
The following day, we saw a penalty, 2 ruck infringements, and nothing. The Tigers, I got no doubt after the Tigers fans turned around and said we're refereed differently, after watching them play, I've got no doubt they're refereed differently either, because that's not a penalty, and that guy should be pulled up about that straight away at full time. Ziggy should be told that is absolute crap, and he's just given in for something that looks spectacular. But here goes the Panthers now on second tackle. And Luke Garner takes the ball to the 20-meter line. And I'll tell you what, if the Tigers lose this game 18-16, they've got every right to be aggrieved at that. But Scott Sorensen takes it, and now Liam Martin, that's a strong run, and he's up at the 40-meter line here. There's a video of Benji Marshall. He's fuming. Terrell May's off. Oh! Nathan Cleary just got rocked by Appy Coruscant as Blaze Talangi puts the bomb downfield, and it's taken by the Tigers.
And passed left from Buller to Skelton, who runs back towards the ruck. So hopefully that fires up Tigers a fair bit here, actually. So Luai dummy half passes right to Ruva. Ran on a bit of an angle there and got to the 40-metre line. Latu Fanu off, and he was very impressive in his game. And speaking of impressive, Heath Mason getting up over halfway here. It's third tackle. 5 metres inside Panthers territory. And this here is Sione Fainu. Also, Terrell May off on the interchange bench. So hopefully he'll come back with about 10 minutes to play. Fourth tackle, Mason right to Toa, who beat one man. And all of a sudden, the Tigers very quickly, they're about 15 metres out from the try line here on the side closest to the interchange sideline. Taruva left for Mason. Cut out to Luai. Luai running to the left. Pass for Buller out the back to Dewey. He left to Skelton, who stopped on his run and came back infield, and he's brought down by 3. Or for an...
No, there's not. Forward pass?
Forward pass.
Called a forward pass. I thought he was calling a player taking out and back play, but he's called the final pass from Dewey to Skelton forward. So Penrith survive that as Brian Toto will take the first hit up and he gets over the 20-metre line and keeps those little legs pumping. He's taking 23 metres from his own line here. Mitch Kenny goes open side to Casey McLean, who runs up over the 30. And that's a good run from Casey McLean here. A second tackle here for the Panthers. And that's big Moses Leota. Makes it to the 45-metre line. He's on for his second stint now. Moses Leota, one of them players where his second stint's always better than his first stint, as the Panthers now go open side to Liam Martin. And they're deep in the Tigers' territory here. They're 33 metres out from their own line on tackle 4. Cleary goes across field to Edwards. Edwards offloads to Cleary. Cleary to Talangi. To Garner. Garner breaks a tackle. Could have gone to Casey McLean, but he's still going, Garner. He's still going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 metres out from the Tigers' try line. That's a great run there from Luke Garner. As now Cleary puts the bomb up. Toto with a running start. And Ziggy's going to have to go. What's he called here? He's called a knock-on from the Tigers. In a situation like that, Sam, where we know a try hasn't been scored, oh yeah, look, it's... Would you have been okay with him going to the video ref?
No, back yourself. Don't. No, back yourself.
Yeah. I mean, if the Tigers could have challenged it, they probably would have challenged the kick first and then that afterwards. But Penrith here, they're on the attack. That was a great set from Penrith. Beautiful set from Penrith. As Brian Toto feeds the scrum. And they go back to Brian Toto. And he's taken... Oh, he breaks the tackle from Jerome Luai, and he's taken there by Samuela Fainu. And he goes open to Kenny. Kenny goes to Lindsay Smith, who's back on. Consistent as always, Lindsay Smith. He's hard to bring down here. That's tackle 2. Mitch Kenny goes to Yeo. Yeo takes a run at the line. He bumps off Coruscant, and he's pulled down 3 metres out from the Tigers' try line. The Panthers on the attack here. 20 minutes gone in this first half as Kenny goes open side, and Moses Leota scrambles for the line. He's pulled down 2 metres short. Kenny open side here to Lindsay Smith. Lindsay Smith could have got that ball away there. Cleary was in untouched. As it's fifth tackle here now, and Cleary goes open, throws the ball backwards. That's a shocking pass from Cleary. Yo is now 25 out from his line. Given to Casey McLean, who puts a grubber kick in, and that's taken by Taruva, and the Tigers survive. And they're 3 metres out from their own try line here as Heath Mason gets in at dummy half, and Stafford Toll will take a run, and that's a tough run to take here as he's 8 metres out from his own try line. Oh, sorry, Sam, I've taken that off you.
No, you're right. No, you're right, mate. Nathan Cleary
got so wrapped in that.
No, you're right, man. Nathan Cleary is not having a great game today, man. I don't think he's been particularly great today. I think this is Tony Sukkar. No, it's Jarrell Skelton, sorry, who takes the hit up, getting up over the 20-metre line. This is fourth tackle here. Left out to Luai. Long pass out left to Dewey here, who beat Tungo, but it takes Martin and Cleary to take him down. So this is last tackle. Luai waiting at dummy half. And it's going to be Coruscant who kicks from inside his own 40. Finds the grass. It is a good kick.
That's a great kick from Coruscant. You can have the first couple of tackles if you want, Sam. I just stole yours.
No, go.
It's Tommy Jenkins. He's pulled 23 metres down from his own try line here. And the Panthers are working out of their own end here. As they just get through their work so easily. The Panthers, they're up over the 30, near the 40-metre line through Brian Toto on tackle 2. And Mitch Kenny, he goes open here to Isaac Tungo, tackle 3 now. He's 42 metres out from his own try line, Tungo, as Kenny goes across to Yeo, and Yeo goes behind to Cleary, who throws the ball to Garner, and he's having a big impact on this game here, Luke Garner. Yeah, on the tackle 4 here, and Blaze Talangi sees some space and puts his foot down and goes to Tom Jenkins, who's been impressive today, Jenkins, but he's pulled down by Stafford Toll. But the Panthers, they're 25 metres out from the Tigers' try line on tackle 5. Cleary puts up a bomb. It's always going to be dangerous. And Dream Buller comes up with it.
No, what's a penalty for Penrith?
Of course there is. What's this for?
Maybe Luai on Martin Escort. Yeah, I can see why. Yeah.
Roles reversed. Would the Tigers get that penalty?
Probably not.
As the Panthers 1 metre out from the line through Lindsay Smith on tackle 1. And now Isaiah, he turns Moses Leota under, and Leota is stopped. He's not pulled down, but he is stopped there by Sione Fainu. And now, solid ball there from Cleary to Casey McLean. And they're knocking on the Tigers' door, but the Tigers aren't opening it at the moment. As Dylan Edwards goes across, Liam Martin is pulled down on the 4th tackle here. He's fighting for a quick play of the ball. There's a leg pull there, but we haven't got a 6 again. There's Moses Leota. He's trying to get an offload, but he can't. Tackle 5 here from the Tigers. They're resisting everything that Penrith have thrown at them so far. Cleary to Talangi. Open side. Jenkins has a hat trick. Jenkins scores. He has a hat trick. They were knocking and knocking and knocking, but the Tigers repelled everything that they could, but they had them strapped for numbers there. And I tell you what, Sam, momentum is a hard thing. It's a hard thing to get in rugby league, and it's a hard thing to wrestle back.
Yeah.
But when you have a referee make a blatantly wrong call, that kick has sucked all the momentum out of the Tigers in this game at the moment.
At the moment, there's still plenty of time here. And again, it was Taruva and Toa that were just way too infield. They were way too condensed, man, leaving too much space. They had to kill off Blaze Talangi and they couldn't. But no, you're right, man. That penalty by Jerome Luai on Blaze Talangi, he's absolutely taken the air out of the Tigers. But if Nathan Cleary does miss this kick, it's still the same sort of philosophy idea that it was only a couple of minutes ago. It's still a 1-score conversion or strike rate at the moment for the Tigers here. So
that's really an impressive pass from Casey McLean as well.
It is.
Let's take nothing away from him there, because he had to stop, spin, and get that ball backwards. So many times that ball can come forwards out of the hands, but Casey McLean has really improved in the last 6 or so weeks for the Panthers, and that is a great pass. Don't take that away from him there. I know you weren't, but it's Cleary. He nails it. He absolutely nails that one here. Yeah, and so as I said, if the Tigers lose this game 18 points to 16, they'll feel aggrieved at that. But momentum, it's a rough thing in rugby league, and it's really hard to wrestle back. But I don't want to ref bash, and I thought Ziggy was really good in the first half, but that call has swung this game. That call has absolutely swung this game. I hope Benji goes mental in the press conference and gets a Des Hasler type press release from the NRL.
As
here we go. The Tigers kick off again, and the Panthers go through Lindsay Smith, and he's up over the 10, and he's met there. Rough. It's a rough old game, rugby league. Luke Garner now takes it up over the 20-metre line. And that's Moses Leota. He's now over the 30. And Mitch Kenny goes for a dart. There was no markers there. So that's a great run from Mitch Kenny. He's up over the halfway line. Now the Panthers are really starting to assert their dominance on this game as Dylan Edwards now goes for a run from dummy half, and he's taken 38 metres out from the Tigers try line. So Penrith will be able to put up another attacking kick through Nathan Cleary. And it's a high bomb. taken nicely there by the Tigers.
Luai waiting at dummy half. They're on the side up at the top of the screen here, the Tigers, and now Luai passes right infield here for Jareem Buller. I think maybe Latu Fanu needs to get back out there. I thought they looked even better when he was on the paddock. Coruscant goes right to Adam Dewey, and he takes a hit up to take the Tigers to about the 30-meter line there. And we're waiting for play the ball. Yep, comes now. Coruscant cut out right to Sione Fainu, and he makes a good charge, a 10-meter carry to the 40-meter line. That's a good run by him. They're a little bit right of centre as Coruscant goes left. This is May back out there. Luai left to Buller. Buller puts the foot down and enters Panthers territory, but this is last tackle. So Terrell May is back out there. Jerome Luai kicks from the Panthers 40. This is Heath Mason that's chasing. Oh, great catch, Jenkins. Holy smokes.
Tom Jenkins has had an absolute wow of a game as he gets up and makes another 15 metres for the Panthers. He's been brilliant today, Tom Jenkins. And now Brian Toto gets up over the 30-metre line on tackle 2. He's 34 metres out from his own try line, 16 short of half way. As now Casey McLean goes in for a run and he's up over the 40, about 43 metres out from his own try line, 7 short of halfway here for the Panthers as they'll enter Tigers territory as Blaze Talangi goes in. He's pulled down 46 metres short of the Tigers try line. And Cleary goes open side, goes back on the inside here to Dylan Edwards, and Dylan Edwards is taken down, and the Panthers will get to put up yet another attacking kick, and the yardage is just coming so easy for the Panthers. The Tigers look down and out and worn out, and that goes to Taruva, safe as.
Definitely, they kill for a penalty at the moment, Tigers, as he plays it on his own 10. Out the back to Toa, and only a metre, not even gained forward. But they move closer to midfield, and there might be a bit of cramp here for Toa at the moment. But a second tackle, this is Jarrell Skelton. Play on. Stop just shy of the 20-metre line. Third tackle, Coruscant, left. This is Adam Dewey, and he makes about 5 metres. And he's getting dragged back now. It's fourth tackle. They look really dejected at the moment. Luai, first receiver, puts Sione Fainu back under, and he's taken down on the 30-metre line. Coruscant dummy half goes left. This is Jerome Luai. He's able to run a little bit. Was that touched by a Panther?
It is. It's been called. Has it? No, it hasn't.
It has now. So it was touched by a Panther on last tackle. Luai looking to get it out left to Adam Dewey, and I think it was Isaac Tungo's hand that touched it, or maybe it was Nathan Cleary, actually.
It was Nathan Cleary.
All right, so the Tigers now, they've got an opportunity here with 11 and a half minutes to go. I'll just quickly update that time. 11 and a half minutes to go. I'll just change it to 69. All righty. They've got to go 60 metres here, Tigers. And it's a midfield scrum. They go right to Mason, who just puts the foot down and makes an extra 10 metres on that carry. Play the ball. Coruscant scoots to the left-hand side and just takes a hit up, getting to the Panthers' 40-metre line. Second tackle, 11 minutes remaining. Mason, a dummy half, goes left. This is Latu Fainu, who is back out there. Terrell May as well takes the hit up after receiving the pass from Latu Fainu. Third tackle, they're in the middle. Coruscant, he goes left. Latu Fainu out the back to Luai. He then puts Samuel Afanu back under, but Lindsay Smith was well up to the task there. Coruscant, fourth tackle, goes right. This is Luai now running. Who does he choose? He chooses Terrell May, and Terrell May can't get the offload away. Good wrapping tackle there from Leota. This is last tackle. They're about 17 metres away. They go left for Latu Fainu, left to Jerome Luai, cut out pass to Dewey. Left to Jarrell Skelton. Jarrell Skelton scores in the corner. We are game on, and we've got a grandstand finish. We got a grandstand finish, mate. 18 points to 14 with a kick to come.
That was great play there from the Tigers, and especially Jerome Luai, who ran across field and straightened up, and they got Nathan Cleary interested in Isaac Tungo as well. And the minute Cleary went in, Tungo had to go in, and that just left the overlap there. And it was a great pass from Luai to Dewey, and from Dewey to Skelton, and Skelton scores in his first game back after about 6 or 7 weeks out. And Malcolm says the Tigers need to score twice, need to kick. No, they just got to keep playing footy, the Tigers. They've just got to put everything in the last 10 minutes behind them and just keep playing footy, and they'll get their opportunities to win this game. And And look, momentum shifted when Terrell May and Latu Fanu came back on, Sam. You called it.
Yeah, I think so too, man. He's a very impressive young man, Latu Fanu, but we'll stick with Adam Dewey now, who's got it is an important kick here to make it 2, because if you can go for a 2-point field goal, then you can, but or even a penalty goal at this rate. But yeah,
that's a great ball from Luai.
It sure is, man.
That's a great ball from Luai.
Luai's got 2 try assists, 3 try assists here this afternoon.
Well, that's a try assist to Adam Dewey, but that's a try involvement to Jerome Luai.
Yo, that's right. That's right. All right, so Adam Dewey here. We're just waiting. He lines up the kick. It's a big kick.
Has he got the Josh Papali'i kicking guide with him?
He shoots. It's high.
It's coming back.
Staying to the right-hand side. So it is a try. That is the equation for the Tigers. It is a try to at least take it to golden point or to win by 2 points at the moment.
Now,
so
Jason Reeder,
8.5 minutes remaining. Yeah, man.
Jason Reeder said this game could go to golden point. Now, that would be sick if it does. But look, if the Tigers can score a try under the posts, that'd be even better.
Alrighty. Just updating me time already then. So we're all in readiness. 8.5 minutes remaining. And Panthers kick off now. It's going down towards Heath Mason on the fall, and he passed right for Taruva, having the big bopper carry back for Sunia Taruva. That's a brave run from him, even though it's towards McLean and Jenkins. This here is that is Tony Suka, who's back out there on the paddock, I think. Maybe he didn't even leave. Got to the 20-meter line there. And Coruscant left. Sione Finu just straight and hard over the 30-meter line by a meter or 2. Still stands in the tackle. Third tackle. They're in the middle here, the Tigers. They go right. Latu Finu running straight and hard. Oh, great 10-plus meter carry. Getting to halfway. Coruscant running to the left before finding Luai. He hops on for his left and is dancing, and he is brought down to terra firma on the 40-meter line of the Penrith Panthers. Last tackle here. They go right, find Heath Mason. This is Tony Suka, who's going to be chasing. And, it's taken on the full by Edwards. What a catch.
Oh, Dylan Edwards, mate. Safe as houses under these pressure kicks. That was a great kick from Heath Mason as Tom Jenkins is taken down on the second tackle here, and Brian Toto goes for his customary run and gets to the 20-meter line, and he's driven sideways and now moves forward 22 meters out from his own try line here. And tackle 3, that's Isaac Tungo, who goes for a run, and he's stopped by Coruscant and Terrell May. That's the 4th tackle here from the Panthers. They're just up over the 30-meter line. As now Dylan Edwards goes for his 5th tackle run, and they're at the 40-meter line. So Tigers get a bit of territory in this one as Cleary kicks. I think he was inside his 40, but he hasn't gone for the angle, and it's straight down to Jareem Buller, who will go across to Jarrell Skelton. And it's back with you, Sam. You're on mute, Sam.
He's going to play the ball. He does, and Sunia Taruva now has a hit up. Thank you, mate. Alrighty, so Taruva plays the ball about 15 shy of halfway. This is getting out to Toa, and he gets up over the 40-meter line here. Coruscant, 3rd tackle, goes way infield left for Finu, left for Luai, left for Buller, and Buller has been contained here this afternoon, man. He really has. 4th tackle, 5 short of halfway. They go right, Latu Finu, right to Sione Finu, and that 4th tackle was just a straight hit up for a forward. Coruscant goes left, finds Jerome Luai, kicking on the Panthers 40. And it was chased by Jack Bird. Pass right to Buller. He runs and he's just taken down by by Scott Sorensen and Tom Jenkins. Oh, wow. What a try saver from bloody Sorensen, Terry.
Oh, Hot Scott has come up huge for the Penrith Panthers in that Jareem Buller looked for all money that he was going to score. That is a great take there from Jack Bird, who finds Buller, and what a tackle. Scott Sorensen, Nathan Cleary take a bow as the Panthers work out from their own try line here. That's tackle 2, and now it's Edwards with a bit of space here, and the Panthers first shot fired at them, and they come down beautifully as it now goes back. I think that's Isaiah Papali'i. It is Isaiah Papali'i. He's had his head taped, and he goes for a run, and he's over the 40-metre line. So some big yardage here for the Panthers. Isaiah will just take the settler here inside the Tigers' territory. There's 5 minutes to go, Sam, and the first shot fired from the West Tigers is Cleary kicks downfield now to Jarrell Skelton.
Oh, man.
Shaky under the
Bobbled a
high
little
balls,
bit.
Jarrell. Yeah.
He was. Adam Doohy now, first receiver, and he's finding his way. Passes out right to Suka, I think that is, who's spinning away from Jenkins, flicked it out to Toa over the 30 other Tigers. Oh, good first play here for the set of 6. Mason at dummy half. Oh, that second tackle now, sorry. And this is Adam Doohy now, who's on the other side of the paddock now. Kenny trying to get the one-on-one.
Just wanted to get back to his centres and ended up having a hit up.
And Coruscant, left out to Finu, left to May. Can he get an offload off? No, but they enter Panthers territory once more here. 4th tackle, 4 minutes remaining. Coruscant runs a bit, finds Mason, dummies, and he's tackled again. And this is last tackle.
Heath Mason.
Oh, he's hoppling through. Luai puts the kick up. Bull is chasing. Buller versus Edwards. And Buller got it again. Oh, Jesus, Terry. Close.
And he offloads it straight to Dylan Edwards on the ground. Oh, no. Penrith are just finding their way to win this game. The Tigers, that's twice they've taken the bomb now. As Jenkins goes for a run, that's 3rd tackle. They're just over the 20-metre line. Mitch Kenny to Brian Toto. Toto puts his head down, gets to the 30. That's tackle 4. Cleary kicks for some territory. Sends Taruva on his bike. Taruva gets it. That's a big kick there from Nathan Cleary just to get the Panthers out of trouble on tackle 4, Sam.
All right, so Taruva plays the ball, and it's shifted out left to Buller, left to Luai. Luai, long cutout pass to Dewey. He's able to beat To'o, but he was actually clipped there. He went down to the grass, and alrighty, so a few meters gained on that play. They went bloody 50 meters left and about 5 meters forward. Luai passes right to Jack Bird, and the Panthers here, they're starting to turn the screws here. And Jack Bird will play the ball on the 30-metre line. Coruscant goes right to Finu. Out the back to Mason. Cut out to Toa. And Toa is going to be stopped on the 40-metre line. This is 4th tackle, however. He gets up and plays the ball. Buller at dummy half. Left to Mason. Left to Luai. He puts in the grubber kick for Jack Bird. Oh, that nobody knew that was on. Far out.
He had to try something to Jerome Luai. He had to try something, but I don't know if that's the play that you make with your outside backs not running through, because there was definitely some space there, but no one heard that call as Toto takes the 2nd tackle. And here we are, the Panthers. If they execute correctly here, they can just keep the Tigers pinned down in their own end. That's the 3rd tackle now. As Blaze Talangi stop, back into the line. That's tackle 4. And he's up over the 40-metre line. Heath Mason looks a little bit busted in this game. He's given everything to this game here as Cleary goes open side. And he's tackled here and driven back. And he's held by Jack Bird and Sione Finau. Cleary hasn't had his best game today, but it's been enough as Talangi puts the kick up. And Buller takes it nicely.
Under no pressure whatsoever. So this is their final chance here, Tigers. 90 seconds to go, and they got to go 90 meters. Jarrell Skelton now has it up, and the Tigers, arms up in the air, begging for a penalty. Coruscant now goes right. This is Heath Mason. He just runs fast and hard again over the 20-meter line. This is 3rd tackle. They've got to do something here. This is Terrell May with the hit up. Can he get the offload away? He can. Back to Coruscant. Flicked it out the back to Latu Finu, and he's able to offload it out to Luai. And he can offload it back to Coruscant, who offloads it back to Taruva. This is not good at the moment here for the Tigers because Finu, he's tackled on his own 20-metre line here. Bugger, that was desperate, and it didn't work out for him on that occasion. Coruscant cut out pass to Sione Finu, the prop, on 4th tackle, who puts in a really big, tall order of a flick pass, man. And that is a...
Knock on Penrith.
Knock on Penrith. He knew what he was doing. No, I didn't know what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, Sione Finu. But the
And
Panthers, they do have a challenge, and I don't think it's going to wind up good for the Tigers, Terry.
well, I mean, it was just a pass, and the pass went backwards. So you just got to see what happened here. Is look, you can see here, he flicks the pass out the back. And it's hit by Scott Sorensen. That's hit backwards. And then,
It's anybody's guess from that point on.
Anybody's guess. I'm going to say that he's pinged Scott Sorensen on the ground for the knock on.
Don't know.
Inconclusive. Tigers ball. Give us the grandstand finish.
Yep.
Give us a penalty just for Banner. Call it inconclusive. Call it what you will. Let's just get on with it. Tigers ball, 30 seconds to go.
We still don't have a decision. It's successful. That's game over.
Game over. The Panthers win.
Oh.
Look, the Tigers had their opportunity, but this is it. This is the advantage of not wasting your captain's challenge on stupid challenges.
Mm-hmm.
The Tigers wasted it when they had, when you think about it, it was going to be a turnover. Regardless, it was going to be a turnover, and they blew their challenge. They weren't able to challenge the kick. They haven't been able to challenge some other things that have gone against them in the second half. And now, at the end of the day, it's been Penrith's challenges that have kept the Tigers at bay.
Terry, question, mate. You look at the Raiders, how they played today. We're going to see how the Bulldogs really are tomorrow. We know about the Warriors, what they did. This Panthers side, if they took on the Raiders or the Warriors or Bulldogs or Storm next week, are Panthers getting anywhere near them?
I think they'll get near them. I don't think you will blow this Penrith team out of the water. Right? I don't think anyone will blow this Penrith team out of the water. I think they'll get near them, and the longer this season goes on and Penrith gain momentum, they're charging up the ladder now. Well, they're 13th, right? So the longer this season goes, and the more that the more time that these young Panthers players who are thrust in, your Casey McLeans, your Tom Jenkins, your Luron Pateas, that are coming into the Blaze Talangi, looking better and better every week. Look, put it this way: if Penrith went to New Zealand, if Penrith went to Melbourne, and if Penrith went to Canberra, I'm taking the home team. But if this game's in Sydney at CommBank, it's anybody's game.
Yes. Yeah. No, 100%. I don't know about the Penrith Panthers at the moment, man. They are climbing the ladder. They're notching up victories here and there. That wasn't overly impressive by anybody. Like, I think Scott Sorensen saved the Panthers' bacon maybe half a dozen times in that game. So I'd say Sorensen is up there for man of the match honors for me, for Penrith. But I mean, maybe because I was just commentating on them, but I thought Heath Mason was fantastic today. Latu Finu needs to be in the side every single week from now on. If he wasn't already. I
think you'll see the chop and change between Heath Mason and Latu Finu as to who's the 6 and who's the 14. And he might name Heath Mason, but it wouldn't surprise me if in some games Latu Finu starts. And that's going to be the combination going forward of Finu and Jerome Luai. They pay big money to get Finu out of Manly, so.
Yeah. Aaron, he's upset his Tigers lost the Savo, but I think that's an effort that's a performance you can be proud of, I reckon, man. They didn't get the chockies. You can be proud of that if you're a Tigers fan.
You can be. I know it sucks that they're back in the bottom 4, but it's not very often in a loss that you can turn around and say, well, we saw a lot of positives and there's a lot that you can take away from this game. But I think it is, and there's a Tigers fan online blowing up that if they had a good goal kicker that it's 18, or you don't know that. You don't know that. Like Nathan Cleary missed one as well. So if you want to say that if all goal kickers kicked at 100%, you lost by 2 points. And Aaron says we missed 2 conversions and they get an extremely questionable penalty goal. I completely agree with you. I went off Aaron on that penalty goal. I didn't think that was a penalty at all, and I think the referee has to be shown that clip to say that's not a penalty at all. That's not a penalty. His foot was on the ground. But yeah, look, great game from the Tigers. Great game from Penrith. You know, they took everything that the Tigers threw at them in the first half. They threw everything at the Tigers in the second half. I
Yep.
thought this game was going to be an absolute bludger, and I said it on Outlaws. I thought Penrith would win this game by 20 plus. That was
Yep.
a great game of rugby league, Sam, and I'm glad I got to call it with you.
Yeah, it was a quality game. Like, yeah, full credit to both these teams. It was a very good quality game of footy, but Panthers still have a lot of work to do, man. I'd be tipping Raiders. I'd be tipping the Warriors or Bulldogs or Storm if they were to take them on. Well, speaking of which, let's go through it, man. So, yes, we've got tomorrow afternoon's game. But next week, we'll talk about your Sharks momentarily, Terry. Your Sharkies have got the local derby up against the Dragons on the Thursday night. Watch this space. Watch
Two
this
teams
space with,
of
yeah.
absolute shellackings. If you want to call a bludger of a game, this will be it. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, Cronulla have got all the talent in the world on paper, and they just can't put it together. You know, a lot of people are calling for Craig Fitzgibbon to be sacked. I'm not.
No.
I'm not on that. I'm not on that pathway yet of do you sack Craig Fitzgibbon, because no one can give me a name as to who they replace him with. Someone the other day, when I asked this question, turned around and said Kevin Walters, Brad Arthur, and it's an instant no. It's an instant dismissal on all of those guys there.
Yep.
And then someone mentioned, I can't remember his name. It's Mark something. He's the Melbourne Storm assistant coach. But again,
Sure.
you're replacing Craig Fitzgibbon, who was a rookie, with another rookie coach who's going to come
Mhm.
in the same scenario that Craig Fitzgibbon was, with no cap space and no ability to sign any players. Cronulla have got a lot of players coming off contract. You've got to give Craig Fitzgibbon at least one window of opportunity to refresh this squad before you turn around and go, right, questions need to be asked. We've got our $1 million marquee prop forward. We need to get Nico Hines back in. I think we're going to go to the market and look for a new fullback. It wouldn't surprise me if Cronulla turn their attention to Jai Gray in the coming weeks to see if
Yep.
they can coach him for 2026. Look, it's a home game against the Dragons, and you'd hope that they can put in a performance to win this game in the local derby. But, you know, St. George losing 56 points to 6, they're going to be without Valentine Holmes as well, possibly through
Yep.
Origin. Cronulla will be without nobody missing from that game. So, you know, it's going to be who's going to bounce back better. Cronulla were coming off a bye as well, which was really, really disappointing to see in that performance.
Yep.
But yeah, it's, you know, the alarm bells are starting to ring for Cronulla. I know they find themselves in fifth position still on the ladder, but that's a
Yep.
very, very shaky fifth position, and that could very easily become ninth or 10th in the next couple of weeks if they don't pull their finger out.
Yep. So Kale Iro is not going to be playing next week as well. I don't think
Right.
Sam Stone Street is back. Mulatalo, I don't think is coming back next week.
Mulatalo's
He
back
is.
next week. Early mail that I got today is that Kaoliro's season is done with a torn pec.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, dude.
I
Far
know,
out.
and
That is
he
a massive loss.
Kaoliro just set the record for most consecutive games with a try scored for Cronulla as well. Took over the great Andrew Eddinghausen when he crossed for his 9th game in a row and then tears his pec. Yeah, he's been fantastic this season for us, Kaoliro, and it's going to be a huge loss for us if that is season done for him.
Is that Hiroti at centre for the rest of the year? I'm just thinking off the top of the dome.
Look, we've got two really impressive centres in the New South Wales Cup in Chris Vaiella and Michael Gabriel. Now, Michael Gabriel came over from the Bulldogs when we swapped Connor Tracy for him.
Yep.
He was in the SG ball team last year. He's still Jersey flag eligible, but he's so good in New South Wales Cup. And he is a left centre. Chris Vaiella came down from Newcastle, I believe, we sent Lachlan Miller to Newcastle, and we got Chris Vaiella and Max Bradbury in return from the Knights.
Yep.
Vaiella's a very, very good player. Mawini Hiroti was on the wing. He's been very disappointing on the wing for the Sharks, but in the centres this year, he's been pretty good. I'd be leaning to throw some new faces into the squad and give probably Chris Vaiella a debut. I don't want to see Dan Atkinson there, and I definitely don't want to see Sifa Talakai um, in
Yeah.
the centres. I'd be looking at Chris Vaiella for a debut just to freshen up this squad because
Yep.
it's the same squad week in week out for Craig Fitzgibbon. He needs to do something new. I would also be dropping Dan Atkinson for Hohepa
Right, right. Well, I don't know what your schedule is, mate, but I can tell you that next Friday I am available. I'm not available on the Thursday, but I think you'd be down at Shark Park anyway. But I'm available next Friday if you are.
Unfortunately, I will be there at Shark Park on the Thursday night. Now, Titans versus Manly, I am at your beck and call on the Friday night, Sam. So if you want me, I am there.
Yeah, sure thing, man. No, let's do it. Friday the 13th. That's bad luck. We got Titans versus Manly to look forward to. All right then. So just on these two teams that just played, again, Penrith Panthers are just inching away from the West Tigers, 18 points to 14, in a pretty good quality game of footy. So the Tigers and the Panthers, they are on the bye next weekend, and then they both return. Well, Panthers, they might be in for a loss. They travel to the New Zealand Warriors in round number 16, and that is only a couple of days after game 2 in State of Origin in Perth. And it has already been confirmed by Coach Ivan Cleary that all Origin players for Penrith will not be backing up for that game. So that is going to be a full-strength Warriors hosting a B-string Penrith Panthers outfit. That is not good stuff for Penrith. And then the night before, it's going to be the West Tigers versus the Canberra Raiders from Campbelltown for Friday night footy. That could be a pretty decent old game based off of the West Tigers' effort just then. But the Raiders, I mean, they're probably the talk of the town up until tomorrow afternoon, man. They are absolutely sensational.
Mm. Yeah, the Raiders are my favourite team to watch. At the moment, I just think they've just got so many good players and they're firing at the right time. And the combinations are being built nicely. Ethan Strange had his best game of the season today. Joe Tarpany is, one of, if not the form props of the competition at the moment. You got Hudson Young. I know his hands let him down a little bit in the first half, but he was brilliant in the second half. So I think the Raiders, they got my man Jamal Fogarty leading them around. I don't know if they're favourites for the competition at the moment, but if the Sharks aren't winning it, I'll tell you what, I'd love to see a Raiders-Warriors grand final.
Oh, man, that would
Wouldn't that be
pop off.
fun?
Something fierce, man. After the years of Penrith Panthers dominating the grand final, that would truly be something new and special. Now, just quickly, there is a question that I did pose on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it or not. And it was in regards to the top 4. So let's say Storm, well, not say, Storm are 4th at the moment, and they're 2 wins, 4 points in front of the Cronulla Sharks with a huge for and against. So maybe you could call that maybe 2.5, maybe even 3 wins better than 5th position. Do you think the 4 teams that are currently in the top 4 are set in stone?
Look, call it set in stone. Now, 12 wins, because you get the 3 buys, 12 wins is usually good enough for 8th spot, there or thereabouts, right? The Raiders are already on 11 wins with no buys. Now, they've got a bye, then they play 3 weeks, then they've got a bye, then they play 4 weeks, have a bye, and then they've got 3 weeks leading into the finals. Call the Raiders top 4 right now. Call the Raiders top. That is a dream draw. I don't know who they're playing, but that is a dream draw, and that is exactly how you want your buys scheduled. The Melbourne Storm are always going to be in the top 4. Just at the beginning of the year when they do the draw, just have Melbourne 4th and let them play for wherever they're going to go to. I think the Dogs, you can lock them in as well, and the Warriors are showing no signs of dropping down the ladder. So, 2 wins above 5th. I think the top 4 is pulling away. They are the 4 best teams in the competition at the moment. So, let's lock the top 4 in live and loud, Sam.
All right, no, because that's what I think. I think that those 4 teams will be top 4 wherever they finish up. Obviously, they fight it out, but yeah, I think that's it. And then it is basically Team 5 down to Team 12 at the moment that are all fighting for those last 4 spots, man.
I mean, the Dolphins after that demolition of the Dragons have found themselves in the top 8. They're 7th. The Broncos with a good win have jumped the Sea Eagles. you know, barring, I think that's as close to the top 8 as you're going to get, Sam. I think because I mean, Manly is so inconsistent. The Roosters, they fight above their weight from time to time. I can't see the Dragons doing much damage. I can't see the Rabbitohs doing much damage. Then you're having a look at West Knights, Panthers. I mean, the Panthers
Yeah,
could
no, the
scrape
Panthers.
in.
Yeah.
They could
Yeah.
scrape in. They haven't updated the ladder at the moment. The Panthers are 13th on 13 points.
Yep.
So they're going to look to capitalise. That's what I'm saying. Anywhere from the Sharks, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, and the Broncos, one slip up, man, and you're gone. And Cronulla, Cronulla losing last night is bad enough, but Cronulla copping a 30-point demolition takes their for and against from plus 44 to plus 14. Yeah, not good. Not good at the moment. You have a look at your Cowboys. That draw sort of puts them in a pretty handy position at the moment. But minus 52 hurts. And then on the flip side, you have a look at the Dolphins after that 50-point win go up to plus 92. So if they can start getting some momentum, all of a sudden that for and against becomes a weapon for them.
Something fierce, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put the pen through him, but I'm going to put the pencil through Manly at this stage. Yeah. I think that they're spiraling a little bit with the news of DCE. Roosters, they're the hardest team in the competition to wrangle in for me, man. I think they're every bit of a chance. Broncos, they still got a lot to prove, bro. And just quickly on my Cowboys, that's 5 or 6 weeks in a row where they have leaked 30 points or more, or like more than 5 tries in every single one of their losses or just games over the past 5 or 6 weeks. So defense wins premierships. It's the only thing that they need to do in order to become a premiership contender, and they just don't want to, Terry. The Cowboys just don't want to be known as a defensive team. They want to be known as the best attack in the NRL, and sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not, bro. And if you want to be the best team in the NRL for attack, you got to be always on, and they're not. But I'm so disheartened by the defense, by the Cowboys, man, because it was there in 2022, and it's only popped up in spits and spurts sporadically over the next few seasons since. We showed a bit of it against Penrith in round 5. Earlier this year and against South Sydney and Perth. But since then, the boys have leaked 5 tries on average in every single game in 2025.
Yeah, it's hard, man. And again, momentum is a hell of a thing. Once you start leaking points, you just keep leaking, because teams these days are good enough to know where the weakness is, and they just keep coming for you. But Sam, I've just got the knock on the door that my dinner is ready and available.
Ooh.
So I will see you next Friday night for
yes.
Who are the Titans playing again? Titans Manly. Your 2 favourite teams.
Yes, Friday the 13th. How lucky. All right then, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Terry and I for Friday Night Footy next week. Thank you, everybody. Take care.